Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. How's it going? Cool. I want to have Cleo from Austin, Marcus from Austin, Somi's from Austin, Salik is from Philly. Cool. Amazing. Well, welcome, everyone. I am so glad that we are live. So, who's ready to get going? Give me a one in the chat if we're excited to be here. Who is excited? Put a one in the chat right now so I can just get started if we're ready to rock and roll. Cool? Well, without further ado, let's get going. Okay. So let me just make sure that this is live. All right, cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about how to build your personal brand and turn it into a client generating machine. That's all we want to do. So I am seeing all the ones in the chat. I am so excited that you're here. I am seeing all the names. And firstly, I want to say thank you so much for joining us in this special moment for the company, for you and for me and for everyone in this room. All right. Now, what do you guys do? Are you a CEO? Are you a founder? Are you an employee? Are you an executive? Are you a freelancer? Are you a student? What do you guys do? I see, okay, I am seeing a lot of freelancers, employees, students in the chat. Okay, cool. All right, so we've got more CEOs. I'm seeing students. I'm seeing freelancer. Okay, perfect. Well, now, my next question for you is, why are you here? Are you here because, and I want you guys to type 1, 2, or 3 in the chat for me, if you relate to any of these. Are you here because you're tired of content that takes too long to create and it still doesn't perform? Are you here because you want a simpler system to stay consistent and get leads for your business? Or are you here because you simply want to see what's possible with the right tools and momentum? So if you're tired of content that takes too long to create, type 1. If you want a simpler system to stay consistent, type 2. And if you simply want to see what's possible right now with all the right tools and the momentum, type 3. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 1s and 2s, a lot of 3s in the chat. Okay, I see Danielle, I see Sokina, I see John, I see, okay, cool. Well, I've got good news for you. All of these questions to your problems and every single struggle that you've had will be gone today. Okay, so for the first time, we've got something incredibly special today, and I want you to actually hold on to whichever one of those 3 you typed into. So I want you to keep that number in your head, because everything I just asked you about, the burnout, the inconsistency, the content that takes forever to write and gets you nowhere, that ends today. So today is all about you. We built this tool with one single mission. We wanted to help as many people as possible to make money from their personal brands. And before I go any further, I want to take a second and I just want to be super honest about one thing. I know a lot of you are here because you want to see Cleo. You want to see everything that we built. You've seen the hype. You saw the launch video. Tell me if you loved it in the chat. If you saw it on LinkedIn, it went live this morning. But before I show you it, any of it, I want to show you what it actually is to us. Because this isn't just a tool we built to sell you something. This is genuinely one of our most powerful missions. Okay, Jake and I and the whole team, we are so obsessed with one thing. We wanted to help as many people as humanly possible make money from LinkedIn. And we wanted to help people go from invisible to impossible to ignore. That's the whole thing. Because unlike many other people, we've been exactly where a lot of you feel like you are right now, where you feel like you're posting into a void, where you feel like you are invisible. where you feel like no one is reading your content even though you feel like they should. That is the main reason for Kleo. And every single line of code that Kleo has, every feature, every update we built because we kept on hitting the same wall with our own content, with our clients' content, and we built exactly the thing that we wish we had when we started. So today isn't just about Kleo. It's about showing you what's possible for you specifically, for you to build your personal brand and turn it into a client generating machine. And I know you've heard this, I know you know that you can, but no one's actually explaining to you how you can do it. Now, that is our entire mission. That's why we do this. That's why we spend so much time and effort into building this. And if it resonates with you, if you want to be one of those personal brands that we help monetize today, drop a hell yeah in the chat for us. So, all right, I'm gonna get going with the entire thing. Now, today is a normal. It isn't a normal day for us. This is generally one of the most exciting days in Kleo's entire journey from day one. We put actual money into this, the launch, the product, flying customers out into London, all because we love you and we want to celebrate with you. So I know that you've been hearing us talk about this for weeks now, and today isn't going to be a random live stream or a Q&A or a webinar with 3 tips at the end. No. Today, we're going to be talking about the exact system that you've been hearing everyone else talk about. You've seen it in your feed, you've seen it on Instagram, you've seen it on your newsletter. For weeks and weeks in advance, we've taken over your entire LinkedIn feeds. And this wasn't random luck. It was a system that we built, and we engineered an unbeatable system, and every single one of you is part of this too. I want to tell you something, guys. Today, we're going to make history, and not just for us, but also for you. Today, we're going to prove that you don't need permission to build something extraordinary. You don't need a massive team. You don't need millions of followers. You don't need some big company or a fancy title to get you going. All you need is one simple thing. And today, everyone in this live stream gets it. That's why today isn't just a random Q&A. We're pulling back the curtain completely. We spent hours and hours and hours perfecting what I'm about to show you today. Because after doing so many of these masterclasses, I understood the main 3 things that make someone win on LinkedIn and get clients. And also build a profitable personal brand. We'll be handing you the exact playbook that no one else has. And by the end of this, your entire perspective on making money from LinkedIn is going to change. All right, so after seeing so many people turn their personal brand into a client generation engine, we're going to show you how you can master content, how to get influence, and how to turn your personal brand into that one thing that finally brings you inbound leads from your dream clients without guessing what works and what doesn't. And by the end of tonight, you're going to know how to build that exact same machine that I'm talking about. I'll also show you what building a brand with the right tools in 2026 looks like. And by the end of this call, if you stay with us all night for the next 1.5 hours, you have the right tool, the system, and you'll know how to implement it. This is something that most people haven't figured out yet. And today you get first steps at that advantage. Now, I'm not saying that as theory. We've proved it for ourselves. There's really only 3 things that make real money online: information, services, and software. That's it. Every business, no matter how it's dressed up, falls into one of those 3 or some mix of all of them. Okay? So we've used this system in all 3 of them. You can see all of our companies combined, from my co-founders to mine, And we've scaled it to 6 figures and 7 figures combined just by using LinkedIn too. This isn't going to be like, this is your theory and here's how you apply it moment. This is going to be that here's what I lived through, how I built multiple different businesses and getting the right exact system every time. So tell me in the chat right now, which one of these do you have? Do you have a software business? Do you have a service business? Do you have a product business? Do you have an agency? Are you a consultant? So I know that a lot of you are probably in between both of them. Some of you may be consultants and you want to build an agency. Some of you may be trying to even figure out where to start. So I'm seeing the comments in the chat. I see services, I see agency, I see consulting. Okay, so now you know that will work for you. Okay, and for those that are new to my work and you just found me on maybe YouTube's live stream tab, you found me through Jake, you found me through Cam, you found me through any of our friends that have been supporting us. Hi, my name is Lara Costa and my team is here and the entire Kleo team is also here. Now, 4 years ago, all of us were either working jobs that we didn't want or we were just, I was just an aspiring freelancer with everything to lose and nothing to gain, apparently. So we had it worse than every single one of you 4 years ago because we didn't have the tools. We didn't have a system. We didn't even know that it existed. We all started from complete zero. In 2023, I had no audience, no offer, no network. I truly had it harder than every single one of you in this room because I was no one. Truly. No family connections, no job lined up, absolutely nothing. And I felt like a complete underdog when I started. I didn't have anyone to help me or tell me what to do. Eventually, I built my first business of that one platform, which is LinkedIn, back when almost nobody thought that it was a real place to build a business. Then I built a known club and Literally Academy, which are multiple 7-figure businesses. It started with just the agency, which I built and scaled to 6 figures in 12 months. And then after that, I started building different revenue streams. I started speaking, investing, getting paid by companies like OpenAI to talk about them and use their tools. That's what is possible for every single one of you, to not just build scalable businesses that make you thousands or even millions, but also being able for the first time to be paid for your expertise and being who you are. And that comes with becoming a niche of one. And then I launched my third business, which is the reason why every single one of you here are here. That business is Kleo. And for the last few years, for the last couple months, we've been trying and building and scaling these exact same businesses all for you. So since we're here, who here is excited about Kleo? Have you guys already seen what we built for you? Have you guys already seen the launch video? Everything that we prepared for you in this launch? Good, okay. Since that started, I was featured in Forbes multiple times, and then ultimately I made it to Forbes 30 under 30, all by leveraging AI to build a multi-7-figure portfolio and millions made, not just for my business, but multiple different businesses with no bloated payroll, with 70 to 80% profit margins, and 340,000 people inspired and helped along the way. And then there's my co-founder, Jake. Jake started exactly where a lot of you are probably sitting right now, freelancing, doing SEO work, maybe making $1,000 here and there, and then hitting a ceiling that no one could break through. And then ultimately, he wrote his first LinkedIn post after months of starting the platform. That post ended going incredibly viral, 350,000 impressions, 5,000 new followers, and his first inbound leads, all from just that one post. And today, he's built multiple 7-figure businesses off the back of his content. Every business that he's built has come through inbound of LinkedIn with zero ad spend, zero cold outreach, none of that ever, even until this day. Now, when you see Jake on your feeds, if you guys follow him, all you think about is SEO. But it wasn't always like that. Not for him and not for me. We spent hours on the platform. We studied it like it was an exam. We managed to grow. We figured out how to optimize content for not just virality, but authority. And as a result, we wanted to build something that actually worked, not something that promised it instead. Because we had proof. We had the scars to prove it. We had already lived through the painful, expensive, multi-year version of figuring this out ourselves. So why not give everyone the solution? And then we asked ourselves, if we want to put this into the hands of every solo founder, every coach, every agency owner, stop doing this manually, what could we do to actually get them results? Well, it wasn't going to be another 1,000-word AI prompt for Claude or ChatGPT, because we know how hard those are to even structure. And it wasn't going to be another 1-hour course that promises the world, but it doesn't. It just gives you a vague strategy that you already knew. The answer was clear. The world's first content strategist, copywriter, coach built like an actual operator, something that runs your LinkedIn content department, not just drafts your posts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today we're launching its brand new ecosystem. The Kleo3 release is built specifically to implement that client generation machine that I'll show you today. So now you don't just know what to do. You just need to do. And at the end, I'll show you exactly how to access that latest version. I want everyone in this room and in this live stream watching this right now to leave better off than they came in, ready to change their life and business using LinkedIn, ready to turn it all into a revenue channel everyone tells you it can become, but with a system to do it and a tool to improve it. Because these aren't just hacks or regurgitated strategies. This is a proven solution tested with over 1,000 accounts across different niches, industries, and offers. We've tested this live. So this could be you today. Be like John. John securing an £85,000 deal using Kleo. Or you could be like Regis, who had a spike in impressions of over 115,000 just simply because he started using Kleo. Or you can be like every single person that uses Kleo today, getting incredible results, posting content that goes viral, finally becoming that key person of influence that they always knew that they could be, but they never actually knew how to become it. Now, today, my mission is incredibly simple. After today, I want every entrepreneur out there, the ones that are grinding out there, the ones that don't have a team, the ones that are doing this without a ghostwriter, without $100,000 budget to spend on content operations, to have that exact same infrastructure that all of these big accounts have. I want to show how one of us, with a one-person business, with one laptop, with no funding and no agency, can build and scale their personal brand and business just by simply using content without burning out or doing it alone. So I want to ask you something, and I'm going to look at the chat. Who is with me on this? Who wants to be just like John? Or just like Regis? Or just like Brittany here, or Anjali here, or Neil here, who are finally seeing an increase in their impressions and engagement? All right, I'm seeing some comments in the chat, I think. Yeah, okay, cool. Now, all of this is exactly that. Because if you look at who is dominating LinkedIn right now, the visibility, the case studies, the polished brand, that's the people who already had a team. Those are the people who already had the perfect strategy or simply just got onto the platform early. Or the ones that are already funded founders. or the ones that have agencies with a whole marketing department behind them. The rest of us, the solopreneurs, the coaches, the one-person businesses, we're the ones building from zero, taking all of the risk with just our big goals, but seemingly a very steep mountain to climb. And that's why Kleo isn't just mine, or isn't just Jake's, or isn't just Cam's, or any of our teams. It's all of us. I couldn't have built any of this without the people who've been in this room with us, supporting us since our launch in October. So people like Michael, people like Anthina here, who gave us a shot and ended up getting the most results that they could have gotten, just because they used Kleo. From the users that we scaled with real consistency, they got consistent growth, they got consistent results. They finally became that person of influence and not just an influencer. And look, there is no shortage of people telling you how to grow on LinkedIn and how LinkedIn really works. But there is a shortage of people that can consistently show you that they've done it. Now, we've got all the testimonials in the world, and if I went through every single one of them, this would be a 2-hour call. But I just want to show you that if every single person in the most random niches, from real estate to engineering to SEO to AI to lawyers, have done it, my question is, why not you? Now, what makes today even more special is that at the very end of this call, if you're still with me, we'll have an entire personal brand clinic. Our team has blocked out the entire night for us to be live with you, looking at your content, telling you how to improve it, and use Kleo with it. And I'm going to fix your actual LinkedIn strategy live with you. And then number 2, I'm going to stay on to answer every single question you've got until the end. Now, number 3, every single person here gets a chance at a free bonus. And I know so many of you have heard that we're giving something away for people that come to this live today, but I changed my mind. Today, every one of you that showed up and that is patiently waiting for me to work this YouTube live stream out, every single one of you will get something at the very end. So just please stick with me. Now, stick around with us. Please pay attention for the next couple minutes. And if you're sitting passively, if you're on your phone, if you're driving, all I want you to do is lock in with me for the next 60 minutes, okay? All of this is only going to be available if you stick around until the end. So make sure that you have your notes out open, your Google Docs open, your pen and paper out, and put your phone away, okay? And you're focused here with me over the next couple minutes. So please drop a yes in the chat if you're excited and locked in about this. So if you put your notebook away, you have your notebook with you, you put your iPhone away, and you're sat with us paying attention. Okay, cool. Now, everyone in this room wants to become a well-known person in their niche. I know this. I wanted to, right? But the biggest mistake I see people make on LinkedIn is that they're all competing in a red ocean. Everyone wants to label themselves as a business owner or a marketing consultant or a sales trainer or a ghostwriter. Everyone is existing in a market that is already saturated, and there's cutthroat competition. We know this. There is what we call this red ocean, right? Now, today, you're going to learn how to move on to a blue ocean, where you literally become the only option without even having to niche down. When I started out myself, I didn't position myself as a LinkedIn coach. I became the face of LinkedIn personal branding, when the majority of people were just ghostwriting or consulting, right? I put myself in a position where I would be the key person of influence. And our Kleo users also do this. One of our Kleo users works in security and government, and another one is in enterprise engineering, right? Objectively, those are some of the most boring topics on LinkedIn, but they implemented all of this, and you can see all of the results right in front of you. Look at that post. 1,341 likes after never posting on LinkedIn. These people, they didn't become an influencer. He became someone with influence. And that is a huge difference. An influencer is known by lots of people. A person with influence is trusted by the right people. That's what we've been trying to build this entire time. The goal of Kleo, and even me teaching you right now, everything that I know about LinkedIn and content and strategy, isn't to make you famous. Our goal is to put you into a category of one. Just like every single one of these people that you see on the screen right now, just like Justin Welsh, just like Jake Molina, just like Alex Hormozy, and then put in the chat if you know these people, put a yes in the chat. Who wants to become known for one thing? Just like Nicholas Cole, like Matt Gray, like Ali Abdal, like Stephen Bartlett. They're all known for one thing. And my surprise to you, my friends, is that you can also do that too. Now, let's get into the content, because I know we've been here for 30 minutes, but I just wanted to run you through exactly why we're so excited to teach you this. Because we're truly in this mission to make you that category of one. Right, pen and paper out. We're gonna get going with the education. Now, there are 3 things that every single one of you needs to nail. Number 1 is a no-brainer offer. Number 2 is an outlier content engine. And number 3 is a monetization engine. Does anyone here already have either of those 3? Or if you have all 3, put it in the chat. Do you have a no-brainer offer that feels like it's a valuable gift that someone would say yes to even without thinking about it? Do you have an outlier content strategy where the content attracts your ideal clients every single week and also is growing your personal brand? And do you have that monetization engine that turns that attention into consistent revenue for you? Put a 1, 2, 3 in the chat so I can know. Cool. I'm trying to look in the chat. Hopefully it's saying yes. Okay. Now, let me build every single one of them in order for you. So, number 1 is starting with the one thing that nearly every single person always skips, and that is the irresistible offer. And I've seen thousands of offers over my lifetime now, right? And I've noticed that there are 5 key elements that most people struggle with. Maybe this is you. Maybe your offer right now feels like it has a vague outcome and has no clear benefit. Or maybe the big painful problem is never really named. Or maybe you have a generic system or mechanism that doesn't really showcase exactly what you do for your ideal clients. Or maybe you don't have a clear transformation or guarantee, and there is no urgency to take action. And I'm not telling you off for not having these, because I was there too. And if you're anything like me, you probably always assume that the offer is already good. But the problem is that there has been no system that helps you build a perfect, irresistible offer. So I built it for you. All right? It's called the Compass Framework. This is the perfect exercise to get clear and crystal clear about these. So make sure you guys are writing these down for me live, because we're going to be using them later. Okay? I call this the Compass Framework. Now, C stands for client, O stands for outcome, M stands for mountain, P stands for path, A stands for assets, S stands for span, and S, the next S, is the safety net. It's quite long, but you need it. Now, let's get going. Let's say that maybe you're a finance coach, right? So your ICP needs to be exactly that. The ICP is CEOs of a mid-sized company between 5 to 50 million who are excellent at running their businesses, but have never built a personal financial plan to separate them from that, right? If you see how clear I am with my answer, that is exactly what you need to write down. It's not just, oh, I want to work with a company. It is the exact person, the exact revenue number, and what their main problem is. Now, there's the roadblockers. What are their problems? What is keeping them awake at night? And this is important for every single one of you that is struggling to sell their offer right now. because maybe you're just leading with the product, but you're not leading with the main key problem that they all have. So the roadblocker for someone like that would be that their clients are pouring thousands of dollars, and your client doesn't always want the solution you have. They want the transformation that that solution is going to bring them. And you need to think about that every single time. What is the before and after that my ideal client wants from me? And how do I specifically mention it everywhere so they don't just know what I do, but they feel it and they also want it? And then number 4, and this is the main one for all my consultants, ghostwriters, agency owners that have worked with clients that became a pain at the end. You need to be very clear on who also is not a fit. For this person here, it would be, well, if the business is pre-revenue, then that adds complexity because maybe they won't be able to follow through with everything. So you need to think about those. Now, number 2 is the outcome. So how are you going to get someone from a pain point to a solution? What desire are you helping them achieve? And what does done really look like for them? So the desire for this person would be, well, these people want financial independence from their own company, or they want to build a future where they are not reliant on, okay? And then what done means for them is that they have a personal balance that is separate from their business, or they have a planned exit plan that is ready for them to use. That is their answer. Now for the mountain, the number one thing standing in their way, what is that for your ideal client? And what have they already tried, but also failed to do? That is also important for you to know. So I want you guys to think and write down, what is the number one thing in standing in my ideal client's way? What is their desired identity that they want to become? Who do they want to be at the end from when we started to where we are right now, right? What have they already tried but have failed at? You need to think about all of these things. So when you're talking to them, when you're creating content for them, when you're talking to them in the DMs, you know exactly how to relate to that. Now, number 3 is the path. Something like CEO wealth independent system. You need a named mechanism for this. So 3 to 5 steps all mapped out, ready for someone to look at it and be like, I need this exact structure. Because your ideal client wants a structure. They want, where are we starting? What are you doing? And how are we going to get there? You need to explain how your service is delivered or supported. So maybe you have a diagnosis and you give them a full audit to get them to their ideal result. Then you have the structure. You rebuild that person's entire system from zero. And then you diversify risk by doing something else. That is exactly what you need to build an irresistible offer. So put your P in the chat as well so we can all see it, because also we're going to use it later. Now, number 8A is the assets. So your exact deliverables. What is included when someone starts working with you? 3 to 7 assets. That's all. And what goal does each step have? Number 1 does this, number 2 does this, number 3 does this, because the client needs to visualize it. Because you know why it works, but the person reading it won't always understand. So we need to make it abundantly clear. Now, how do we get these also closer to their ideal outcome? That's why we need that specific structured list, so they know where they're starting and where they're going to end. Now, S is a span. So what is a timeline? Is it going to be a 6-week sprint? Is it going to be 12 months? Right? Every single step needs to be phased out, needs to be specifically indicated for them so they understand why something may take you time, what you're actually doing it. So for this person, we could do week 1 and 2. We're going to be diagnosing everything, full audit, getting a real picture of everything, seeing problem A and problem B. Then weeks 3 and 6 would be the structure. So rebuilding their distribution system, week 7 to 10, etc. So that is how you lay it out. And then there's a safety net. which a lot of people often forget to add to their offers. You need a risk reversal, okay? This is what's going to make that offer even more irresistible than before. A reason for the client to take action now because they trust you, okay? So you need evidence of or 3 proof points or case studies, or if you've done it for someone else for free, that also counts, and a reason to act now. All grouped here because they exist for the same job, crushing hesitation at any moment. Because I don't know about you guys, but with my clients, sometimes they may have the perfect strategy, but they often need something else to get them across the line because they think that they're ready. They know that they're ready, but they just need that one last push to get them started. So it could be a guarantee, like if you don't have this in 60 days, we'll work with you for free until you do. Or you can't have proof points. So we help this client go from X to Y. We've done this strategy for this big company that you already know, and a reason to act now. So everything that they're going to be getting specifically during that time period that you're making the offer. All right. Now, putting all of this together, I know it's kind of long, but it's incredibly important. It sounds like I help client get outcome in a span using this exact same path with a safety net. And this isn't just for your headline or your banner, it's for everything. So an example here, I help CEOs of $5 to $50 million companies turn their trap business into a diversified group of businesses, whatever it is. This is not the headline. This is how you're going to be structuring every single piece of content that goes after that. But you need this. You need the crystal clarity for this so you can actually start using LinkedIn as a revenue stream. And so many people forget to do this. The irresistible offer you create will be the thing that's going to be the backbone of everything. And then everything else I'm going to show you how to implement with Kleo as well. Look, the strongest brands are truly a reflection of the problems that they've solved. That's how you become the biggest authority in your market, not just through having an offer, but also through making it irresistible for everyone. Now, number 2, and here's where the fun part starts, where we're going to start showing you guys little teasers of Kleo3. So, outlier content engine. A few years ago, there are a few options. And I need to talk about what's happened with content over the last 3 years, because understanding this changes how you see everything else I show you today. Back in 2022, you only had 2 options, right? You could do it for yourself, and you could spend hours on LinkedIn writing posts from scratch. Or you could try and hire a ghostwriter and hand someone your brain for an hour a week, and then hope that they turn it into posts. And yes, they look consistent, and maybe they make you become a thought leader, but it really didn't always work. And then the problem remained the same. Getting results didn't get any easier. You could see it everywhere, on Reddit threads, on LinkedIn, etc. Everybody's saying that LinkedIn organic reach is dead, the algorithm is dead, nothing else is working. And then the AI chatbots showed up and gutted the ghostwriting industry almost overnight. ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, they were all being used to create content that would seemingly stop them from being inconsistent on the platform. Yet every single person using them, none of them saw real results. Now, we also saw the problem that the question was never, I don't know what to write. Writing alone is never enough to get attention to your business online. The real problem is this: knowing what works and how to evolve with it, having someone in your corner, having someone keeping you accountable, and knowing when your positioning or offer needs to change. And then ultimately, also knowing when to adapt. What I want to walk you through today isn't just creating content in seconds. It's the difference between using Claude or ChatGPT to write average posts. The real result would be having the right tool that's specifically built for you to build a personal brand and also replace or start building your own personal content team. And that is Kleo3. The thing is here, everyone, is that most people crushing it on LinkedIn right now, every single one of them, every person that has an effortless looking personal brand has a team behind them. They have a strategist that they pay thousands of dollars a month for. They have a content operations person. They have someone tracking every single thing from what's performing to what's not performing. They have someone pushing them to post on days that they don't feel like it. That's why we built Kleo, to take over not just the writing, but the whole operation for people that don't have the $100,000 budget to spend on a big team. So if that is you, well, type yes in the chat if you want me to show you how all of this works. How you start building a strategist, a designer, a ghostwriter, a coach, a copywriter, all in one single tool that will help you replace that content team that you're building, or start building that content team that you always knew you wanted but never really could get to. Okay, so first, there is one clear non-negotiable that I always want to use, and it's crystal clarity on exactly what type of personal brand you're building. That is so important, because so many of us go into LinkedIn or any social media platform without really knowing who we actually want to become. Okay, so a big solution for this is knowing exactly who you serve and what your promise is going to be for them. So let's start building that machine that gets you in front of them consistently without burning out. So step number one is choosing your core format. One of the biggest reasons people give up is because they're posting in a format that doesn't come naturally to them. And that's exactly why people just stop, they quit, they think that LinkedIn hates them, they think that LinkedIn is shadow banning them. The solution for this is, instead of copying what works for someone else and having content that always feels forced, that sounds generic, that reads like it's someone else's, you need to build a content system that knows which format naturally works for you. So I don't know if you guys know this, but oftentimes for every single one of our clients, even inside of Kleo, their best content is always coming from a format that feels like the least amount of work, something that feels simple to write. So I've noted down here 5 key formats that you could think about right now. And if you think that you may be or want to be like any of these people, let me know in the chat. Do you want to be like Jake, who's an educator, breaks down everything into frameworks, how-tos, explainers, and then makes the complex feel incredibly simple? Or you want to be someone that is entertaining, like Tico here, who makes people feel something, they laugh, they relate, they root for you, and then eventually they buy from you? Or you want to be someone like Adam Robinson, who is always documenting the journey, positioning himself as the number one authority for his specific business type. He's showing the journey, the behind the scenes, how he's building something. Or maybe you like my personal brand, where I'm consistently discovering new things. A lot of you guys in this live stream, and thank you so much, you've been following my journey from day one. And you see me pivot from talking about something to talking about something else. And that's because my archetype of content is discovering, where you do research, you learn something new, and you tell people what you've learned and report back every single time. Or maybe you want to be someone like Jeremy here, who is spotlighting other people, interviewing them, collabing with them. He's become a master connector. So which one of those would you be? Would you be a Justin Welsh? Would you be a Jake Wood? Would you be a Lara or anyone else? So which format feels like it's more like you? The second thing is that we need to stop thinking about tofu, mofu, and bofu for a second. the thing that I realized with LinkedIn is that you need to start catering to a 3-tier crowd. So I spoke about this once before, but if you don't know, there are 3 types of crowds that you need to understand that are probably reading your content right now. So the diehards, people that are obsessed with your content, with your niche, that people that already work with you, people that know you. Then there's the drive-bys, people that are in and out. Maybe they read something that feels interesting for them, but they never really remember everything that you do. They may see you in the feed one day because someone else liked it, liked your post. And then we have the drop-ins, people that have never heard of you and found you maybe by accident, right? For every single post that you write, I want you to think about the 3-tier crowd, because most people are only writing for one, and that is the diehards, and that is only 5% of your overall audience. In reality, you need to be writing for all 3, specifically the drop-ins. Now, here's where everything gets fun, and Jake is going to come in for us with a second. So here's going to show us how you can turn everything that I just showed you, from the formats to the strategy to the lead generation content to understanding how to make your offer irresistible even when you're talking about it in content. And he's going to show you how to do it all with Kleo. So let me invite him in.
There we go. Okay, so my whole existence on LinkedIn is to educate. So firstly, I'll go through, this is a good example to start with, and then I think we'll go through some more later on as well. So let's imagine I want to publish an educational post tomorrow. Normally, you have to think about different ideas, remember examples that I've talked about before, making sure I don't repeat previous posts, and then I'll spend 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes writing that post. But here, what we can do is simply ask Kleo. So, hey Kleo, create a beginner-friendly educational post explaining how search everywhere optimization actually works. So just like that, Kleo is working on it. And the interesting part about Kleo is that it's not just that it writes ChatGPT, Claude that you can write. So yeah, the interesting part is that obviously Claude, ChatGPT, any other LLM can write posts for you. But what Kleo does is it will look and pull everything that it knows about you. So documents you've added to Kleo, your previous LinkedIn posts, even X posts, your website, your swipe file, your writing style, and so on. So what it's just done there is, from a simple prompt, I have a really solid looking post. So if we look at the hook here, what it's doing is relaying the beginner friendly part and covering that in the hook. And then we have a, here's how it actually works. So a very nice listicle that goes through the whole post. So one thing you can do with Kleo is, this is the first draft, right? So now I might want to be like, okay, let's see different angles. What it's going to do is think about different angles that I could take it. I can see more ideas, but if I have my own angle idea, I can also add it to here as well. So simply with a click of a button, one of these, it will rewrite the whole post. Likewise with the hook. So let's say I want to change the hook. What I can do is get Kleo to generate a few variations of the hook. And again, what it's going to do is look at different formats of hooks. So contrarian, educational, opinion related, curiosity, and I get a bunch of ideas. I can even ask for more. And with a click of a button, it will push it to the main post on the right-hand side. Another cool thing is...
Can you restart for a second? Because we missed a bit the start.
You missed what?
Because of the echo.
Oh.
You just cover the Telia.
To get to this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a brand new post. So literally from the start. Okay, so let's say I want to write an educational post about search everywhere optimization. So, hey Kleo, I want to write a post about a beginner-friendly educational post explaining how search everywhere optimization actually works. Okay, so what it will do, again, it will go through everything that it's ever learned about you. So it looks at your past LinkedIn posts, your past X posts, all the saves that you've done into Kleo itself. It will look at your writing styles, your goals from the onboarding, and everything like that. So in about 20 seconds, we have a really solid post here. So it's looking at my exact prompt, which is beginner friendly. And it's talking about, most people think SEO means. So to get to this point previously, we had the prompt of search everywhere optimization. Then we asked it for some hook variations. We can see them on the left-hand side here. We can also ask it to change the angle, do some more research, analyze the post, and suggest some images. So let's go ahead and suggest some images, and Kleo can actually create these images for you. So what it's going to do is look in the database of all the images that we have saved, and I'll actually show you a more manual way of doing this as well in a second. And we get 3 solid ideas here. So we have a 4-step funnel infographic, a before and after, or what I can do is go over to the Generate with AI feature. And what this does is you can have a bunch of reference images that you save to your own account, or I can look at the ones I have in my swipe file or the Kleo swipe file. So what I'll do is I'll go through some of these images, and that one's perfect. So it's like an infographic about how something works. I can also add my own branding to this. So colors, you can also add your logo to it as well. And let's say I want to generate. So what it'll do now, it'll take about 5 to 10 minutes to generate this. But it's going to look at the post in your, so the context in the post, and then it's going to create a similar structure image. And within like a couple of minutes, you've got a really solid post and you've got a really solid visual to go with it. Okay, I'll leave it there for now, and I'll let Laura carry on, and I'll show you the post later on.
I'm seeing all the comments in the chat. Everybody loved what you just said. They loved what you were showing. Appreciate it. So if you guys have always wondered, like, how do I get a post through the final line? How do I get an idea actually built for me and written in a proven way that actually will perform? That is exactly how. You saw it from the images to how you share your content to how Jake structures his own content as well. So if you guys have any questions in the meantime, for me and Jake, we'll be here to answer them, because we want to really show you what Kleo can do today. So I'm seeing some questions, Jake, if you want to answer any of them, they probably can hear you through my screen as well. So how does the infographics actually work? You can come back in.
Come out.
Yeah.
Okay, hello guys. Hello. I have to bend down quite a bit here. So the infographics, how they work is, what it will do is, if you're doing it without a reference image, it's going to look at the almost like backlog of visuals we have in the Kleo database. So we have a big library of visuals and posts and hooks and everything like that. And you can also see that in the inspiration, which we'll go through in a second. Then it's going to create a really good image just from scratch based on the context of your post. And also taking the context that you have saved elsewhere. So it could be documents, it could be call transcripts or anything like that. Another way you can do it is by actually giving it a reference image, which is just what we did there. And it's going to follow the same structure, just adapt it to the post that you have.
Cool. Thanks, Jake. Yeah. I'm seeing so many people saying that they're excited. He teleported. Yeah. So I'm seeing so many people saying that they're excited to try the tool. There's so many of our current users that already use the tool, and they have already gotten access to the next feature of Kleo. So if you want to say hello, every single Kleo user in the chat, we'd love to say hello. Okay. We want to thank you. And yes, so Kleo does other languages as well. So Kleo can now speak in how many languages?
Like 30 almost.
Kleo can use 30, can write in 30 different languages. It also does this other thing. We have different content writing styles too. So if you guys want to be an educator, or if you guys want to be more like a storyteller, everything is already built in there for you. So you can start writing content, and it actually works for you. The next question I'm seeing is, how does this make it different to a ChatGPT prompt or Claude? Well, to start, and this is the main thing that I always try and aim to say, is that Kleo was built by people who have actually built personal brands live. So it isn't built by a company that just saw an opportunity and decided to try and do something, it's built by us who have gone through every single struggle, from not really knowing what to start writing about, from feeling invisible, from feeling like everyone had an unfair advantage. That is how we built it. And then over the last few years, we saw different strategies that work for other people. We saw the viral formats. We saw how LinkedIn has changed over the last few years. And that's exactly what's Kleo really built to become the single tool that doesn't just write AI generated content for you. We know we don't want that. It builds you a strategy. It becomes a ghostwriter for you. It becomes a coach for you. We have these new improvements that we are going to show you again later, where we have an AI coach that speaks exactly like me. So if you've ever wondered what would Lara say, Lara is right there to tell you. So let's get back into what I was talking about earlier. Oh my God. Okay, it started all over again. Let me just try and move quickly. Any other questions in the meantime? So wait, I've already gotten results using Kleo. I can't wait to use Kleo3. Does Kleo AI personalize content strategy differently to each user's unique goals? Yes, it does. Kleo is literally built exactly based on exactly what you say to it. So we spent the last 3 months looking at the strategy, how we can implement it for you, what we can improve about it. It interviews you and understands what your goal. If your goal is growth, if your goal is lead generation, if your goal is both, it does that for you. So you go through a small interview that takes 5 minutes, and then from that it builds you a content strategy for 30 days immediately. So you never have to think about what to write the next day. But we're gonna show you that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting too excited about Kleo. So what's the best thing about Kleo is that it can write your content that appeals to all the 3 different types of audiences that I showed you guys at the start. And it also follows a structure that I call broad, narrow, niche. So appeals to most users that might be drive-bys, people that have never met you, but you get them to get interested in you. It gets you more ideas every single week. It interviews you like a ghostwriter. It also connects to different apps. It now connects to Slack, Telegram, and Zoom, WhatsApp, and every other thing. So you never have to think, okay, I need to take this to that. Kleo does it all for you. Now, based on all of these things that we just covered, you also need 3 types of content, right? I'm going to show you guys as well. We're going to do another demo for Kleo on how to implement this. But please let me know if you're locked in with me, because we're going to move on to the next part. Because you build your irresistible offer, you saw how Kleo can write something based on that offer and target it to that pain point. But now you may be wondering, what type of content do I actually need to create so I can look out for it? Well, the number one is expertise-led content. So content that makes you the most useful person in the room. And that, for me, has been the ultimate advantage that's put me ahead of everyone on the platform, because I didn't try to be the most famous. I tried to be the most useful. And I know every single one of you has a skill that you can share. If you build your compass strategy, you know who you have to talk to. You know the strategy, you know the framework. All you need to do now is make yourself the most useful person in the room. And how do you do it? Step by steps, having industry fundamentals, behind the scenes, industry trends like Jake just showed you. But then you might be thinking, okay, yes, I've seen this, but I don't actually know how it works, because every time I post a how to post, it doesn't convert to leads. Well, this is why. These posts are insanely good at building an incredible audience, and they build a lot of goodwill and trust. But these posts aren't good enough to drive direct sales, and people forget about this. But it doesn't mean that you can't post that or that you shouldn't. For example, Honorata here, one of our biggest and one of my favorite case studies. Honorata, by the way, she's an urban design master planner. So this one is for every single one of you that might be thinking, Lara, but I think my niche is too niche. I don't think anyone in my industry wants to read my content. Well, look at her, 100,000 impressions, but then there were no direct sales. Well, what happened then? She built trust, she built authority, And then she moved on to creating authority-led content that shows every single ideal client that she knew how to solve an ideal problem. How did she do it? Transformation stories, call out objections, humble brags and achievements. Again, that worked for her because that gave her maybe less than 20,000 impressions. But then a lot of people started contacting her because they wanted to work with her. So it's not just about doing one or the other. It's about doing both consistently. Now, number 3, and this one is for every single person in this room who is like, I need to get a client literally by the end of the week. This is exactly what you do. You write content that invites your prospect to reach out without hesitating. And my number 1 hack for this it will always be lead magnets. So call to actions, direct call outs, showing people what the cost of inaction really is. These are great to turn warm leaders into actual leads. Something that qualifies your ideal reader before you even hop on that sales call, so you never have to spend another 45-minute call trying to convince a stranger that they need to buy from you. That content, those 3 pillars do it for you, right? And now, these are not the best posts to grow your audience, but we already showed you the 2 that will, right? So example, Honorata landed an $80,000 commission deal by following that exact same strategy. She didn't pick one or the other, she did all 3. And so if that is you right now, I would love for you to write down exactly what each post would look like for you based on everything that we just spoke about. So an authority content, an expert-led content, and a lead generation content. Start thinking of ideas because we might use them later when we write your post with Kleo Live. Now, which one do you guys struggle with the most? Do you guys struggle with lead generation content, authority-led content, or expertise-led content? Okay, so I'm seeing maybe authority-led content. Jake, do you want to write?
Okay, so just recap of the previous post. Now we have the visual generated. Simple prompt, create a beginner-friendly educational post explaining the search everywhere optimization and how it works. We got a first draft. Then I asked it, can you actually put in information about this? It gave me a few options, and I said, okay, let's do it after number 5. So it's added it as number 6 down here. And now I followed the exact same process as I showed you before to create this image. So I had a reference image that was how the LinkedIn algorithm works in 2025, I think it was. And now here, it's taken about 7 minutes to generate, but it's taken all the context from the post plus extra research around you and what you say about this topic. And now I can add some edits if I want to, like, I don't know, replace this with this, or you can also add a logo, which is pretty cool. Okay, so lead gen, was that the winner?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. I could simply do the same prompt, right? I could say, create a lead gen post that does X, Y, X, Z, whatever. But in this case, I'm going to do something a bit different and show you the capability of Kleo. And I call this like reverse engineering expertise. I think Lara is great at doing lead magnets and lead gen posts. So let's try it. Hey, Kleo, can you go through Lara Acosta's posts and teach me how she does lead gen posts? Then I want to create my own. Okay. So what it's going to do now is go through our database of posts. It's going to be, as you can see here, it's going to search our inspiration, which we also have in this tab over here. So you can manually look at this, but the whole goal of Kleo is that you don't really have to leave the chat. It will do the hard work for you. So whilst it's going through that, it's going to start analyzing all of her posts and finding her best structures for specifically lead gen type of posts. So this is how Lara structures her lead gen posts. She starts with a story and then ends with the offer. She has vulnerability before the proof, and there's got examples all throughout. Obviously, Lara's Forbes 30 under 30, all their followers. She also does a lot of POV openers. She has a reader pivot in those posts. Very low friction, very accessible ask. And then she has some engagement loops that help the distribution of that post to get more people engaging with it and pushing it to more people. So the comment X and I'll give you this, the repost for reach, that sort of stuff. She also does scarcity without pressure. And then we have the whole structure distilled here. So now it's asked me, which angle do I want to go with? Because it knows everything about me. So it's going to look at, okay, we have a free live session on AI search coming up. Should it be about that? Or should it be a newsletter sign up to Kleo's playbooks? So this is everything it knows about me, just distilling it with Lara's information here and giving me some good recommendations of what I can do. So I really like this one. Comment your website, I'll audit your AI visibility. This is a perfect lead magnet. It's also suggested by Kleo. So let's go ahead. And what it's going to do now is look at the structure that Lara has done here. Typically what Lara does, and then also look at my past posts about AI search visibility and all that sort of stuff. And it's going to compile a similar post, what Lara would do to get the job done. So, okay, 15 seconds later, we have the hook. Your website could rank #1 on Google and still be invisible in AI search. That's really emotional. It's going to hurt some people. And then we go into parts over here about all the different LLM platforms they could be ranking on, but they're not currently. Reddit also lost this. This is from a previous post that I've written in the past. Then we have the uncomfortable part. Most brands do this. This is where it shifts into, that pivots into the lead magnet itself. So now I can see, you could be doing everything right by 2020 standards, pain point. But be a ghost in 2026 search. So it's highlighting exactly what's changed and why they should do the next step, which is the call to action. So your site might be one of them right now, another pain point. And then we have the CTA, which is drop your website in the comments. I'll put it up and tell you exactly how you're showing up or not across AI search, no charge. And again, I can go through all the usual editing. I can edit over here as well. I can ask it to do quick actions here, or just give it some more context on what you want to change and it'll do it all for you. So that's lead gen.
Wait, I want to come over. So I want you to show the swipe file part because I don't think anyone has seen how incredible the team has built it up. So, well, we just teased one of my favorite features, which is the 30-day challenge, which every single member of Kleo also gets. So firstly, I want to talk about this. So the inspiration.
Go to the challenge.
So over the last few, I guess 15 days, 20 days, 21 days, 21 days, we just decided to do something crazy. And then we started building a content calendar that I specifically spent hours engineering. So anyone on the platform could start creating content that actually performed well. And now we made it into a tool inside of the platform where anyone that joins Kleo today, you get started with not just what Jake showed you, which is writing a post, the perfect idea, the perfect lead generation post, but also a structure of winning formats and frameworks and posts that are nearly already written for you in your tone of voice based on your experience, just following the right frameworks and formats. So we have winning formats here, and we have the entire template that you can just literally start drafting with Kleo with your own knowledge that sounds like you, that has specific insights that no one else can have, but based on a proven and winning strategy. And we didn't just make this up. We have the proof. We've already made, 10 people go viral on LinkedIn in less than 3 days.
Way more than that.
Just because they use this. A content plan already built for you. And this is why we're so excited about Kleo. Kleo is no longer just another writing AI tool. It is the entire system, from the strategy to the writing to actually publishing it. And we're going to tease everything else that keeps you accountable. Can you show the inspiration page as well?
Let's do it. So we have here inspiration.
Another thing that I wanted to show as well is the inspiration page. So we've not just collected these from LinkedIn. We've collected them from
X, literally any platform.
Any platform. And one of the things that Jake and I have done incredibly well over 3 years of posting on LinkedIn is that we didn't just look at the best LinkedIn posts.
No.
We looked at everywhere. And so we looked at our specific systems. Mine was a little bit more scattered than Jake's. And we built the perfect system combined with my way of building strategies and his. And we put it all together into Kleo. So you no longer have to start from scratch. You no longer have to search for ideas. You can see exactly what is trending for your niche, what is growing. You can look at every single category. So we are removing that pain where you're like, oh, I'm an educator and there's not enough posts about this. We found them for you. Oh, I'm a consultant. I talk about change management. I don't know which post would resonate and I don't have the right strategy or framework. We got them for you. Our team has spent the last, months building this up just for you to start plugging and playing it and start building the best content strategy. So that's it from me.
Another great thing you can do with Kleo now, and I'm probably going too far ahead, but my favorite part is the ideas. I capture ideas all the time on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Reddit. And now we have and this is cool, and Laura probably shout at me because I'm diverting a little bit, but we have Telegram access, and we're just about to get WhatsApp. And what you can do is, even if you're on your mobile, you can just forward, so that you can share a post and send it to someone on WhatsApp or whatever. You'll be able to do that, but send it to Kleo, and it will save it automatically to your own swipe file, which we have as all saves. And then you can start categorizing them by different folders. So really, when you come to write a post, you've already got a catalog of ideas. So instead of it's getting lost in Twitter bookmarks or LinkedIn saved items, you can start forwarding it onto Kleo, and it will do the categorization and storing for you, so you can always come back to it later on. Anyway, enough from me.
All right. We're all getting excited about Kleo. We diverted from the main thing, but I think that everybody was asking and wondering about it. And I just thought, why not just show it right then and there? Now, let's get back to what I was saying earlier. Okay, so we wrote a post based on what you struggle to write the most. So authority leading, generating content, how do we get more leads, what strategies, it's all built for you. That's the entire point of Kleo3. So that is essentially the most important thing about Kleo, is that we really wanted to build something that felt like a strategy to follow, and not just one more post every single time. Not something that you just wrote with AI without a strategy. We built it for you because we know how important that is to building your personal brand and starting to become the key person of influence that we know that you can become. All right. So this is literally the best possible tool in the market to help you succeed. And now I want you guys to imagine waking up tomorrow, and instead of wondering what to do, or what do I need to post about, or how much time do I need, or let me go to my swipe file here, like on my notes app, etc. Let me go to WhatsApp. Your content is already there, ideated for you, built to attract clients, and made to build your personal brand. Now, before we move on to everything else that we already kind of like teased and got excited about, let me say the thing that is most likely on your mind. Lara, like, what is the ultimate secret to make my content work? How do I supercharge this, even when using Kleo, to get people coming to me every single week, right? Because some of you, I know that you're so great at creating content. We see so many of our Kleo users in the chat. Say hello, the chat if you're here. Thank you so much for your support already. All of you guys already saw Kleo live, and I know you guys are enjoying using it already. Well, the last thing that you need, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, is to use psychology. What do I mean by this? There is this framework that I've been using from day one, and I never really spoken about it. Because over time, while we were building Kleo, I realized that there was this one last thing, and that is the FODOS strategy for lead generation content. Please write them down if you have it in your notes app or even in the chat. So this entire thing, this entire masterclass, besides showing you Kleo, is to show you how you can finally turn clients into your ideal leads into your customers, or even get more leads on LinkedIn. One thing that a lot of people skip is understanding this. So what are their fears? What are their objections? What are your ideal clients' desires? What are their obstacles? And we talked about it a little bit in the Compass framework, but I want you to remember it again. What are their frustrations and what are their struggles? That is what you need. And we made Kleo so easy. Jake already teased it. Coming now. We made Kleo even more specific now. Kleo now can go through your calls. It can go through your chats on Slack and Phantom or any other note taker app that you have and give you ideas to do it all for you. So you're no longer trying to think, okay, but what is the pain point that my client has? Oh, I thought it was generating leads, but I actually realized that it was just retaining their current clients. That can all be fixed by simply connecting every single resource that you have, from your Slack conversations with your team to your notes with your clients through sales calls. You can even ask Kleo now for the top 10 objections that a person raised, because they're most likely what every other of your ideal clients has in their minds. So these aren't just going to be a collection of your notes. They're going to be content ideas built for you specifically in your tone of voice and in your client's tone of voice directly from their actual mouth. That is how you use psychology in its simplest form. That is the formula for winning lead generation, no doubt. Now, the old way was that you became the bottleneck. Every piece of content depended on you, from how to notice the opportunity, then writing it, then editing it, then formatting it, then posting it, then having to track everything. Which post got me the most followers? Oh, this post went viral, and now I don't know why this one flopped entirely. And then you had to decide what to do the next day on top of everything else that you had to do for your business. The reality, ladies and gentlemen, is that if every post still needs you to notice the opportunity, to write it, to edit it, to format it, to post it, to track it, to decide what's coming next, maybe you have a good strategy. Maybe you built a better car, but it's still slow to drive it every single mile alone. And that loop is what eats people alive. That's what burns them out. That's what stops the inspiration. That's what stops the consistency. How many of you here have had a really good streak of content and then suddenly you run out of ideas? Then you have to go back to creating your entire content strategy all from scratch because you forgot what actually worked for you. That is the point of failure that most people face, because you're running your entire content operation. And we've been there as well, and that's why we built this. And look, obviously, me personally, if I could, I would write every single one of your strategies, and I'm going to try later, by the way. But I'm giving you the best next solution. A tool that finally understands every single nuance when it comes to content creation, that tells you what to write about and helps you write your posts every single week. Now, the reason why Kleo3 is going to be your best ever release to date, and I know everyone's excited, and I know you guys already got to see a sneak peek of everything, is because Kleo checks if you haven't posted in a few days, and it reminds you, right? Just like a strategist would, just like that coach that you wanted to have, but you couldn't afford maybe. It does that for you. It sends you ideas through Telegram and WhatsApp, and we can show that later. It's amazing. It sends you your content plan every week, just like a ghostwriting agency would. It follows up with you with ideas that you never used. How many of you here have maybe saved a link to a LinkedIn post or a Twitter thread or an Instagram post or even a YouTube video, and you're like, oh, I think this would be a great post because I agree with this, and you never wrote it? Well, Kleo saves that, and it writes you a post immediately. You can now send posts directly to Kleo through Telegram, through WhatsApp, through Slack, and it would write that post for you based on the inspiration and your exact same knowledge. How amazing is that? Finally, you have a tool that not just writes content, but it writes you proven, viral, lead-generating content that works for your specific strategy and your goals. Kleo makes you not just depend on an employee. It becomes your employee. So you send a message, maybe a voice note, and it gets ideas for you. And it then sends you a draft without even having to open the app. So whenever the idea strikes, maybe you're on a walk, maybe you're at the gym, maybe you just finished a conversation, you just tell Kleo, hey, let's write a post about this thing that I just talked about. And it would use every single data point that Kleo is built up on, from the viral outlier content to the proven frameworks to every single strategy call I've ever done. And it writes you that post that you knew you could always write. Now, here's a problem with the content engine that I showed you today and most content systems. It only works until you do. What do you do when your motivation slows down? Or when life gets busy? Maybe you went on holiday and you had to stop posting. Or what if, you're running a launch, right? And you can't figure out what to post. Well, in the last 3 years, I've been using this other hack. And it's been a posting challenge, and we already showed you guys that, but okay, again, every single time I have a client, every single time we onboard someone onto any of my businesses, we put them through a challenge of posting. Because if we force action, you'll get results. If we incentivize you to do it, you'll do it faster. And this wasn't just some sort of gimmick that I wanted to create just to try and make the products even better. This is something that we've tested and works every time. People that have joined our challenges have seen a massive boost in impressions, new leads, people that were following them for ages finally reaching out to them because they posted the post that they were scared to post about. Maybe because they thought that, oh, maybe it's not for me. I don't have the expertise. I don't have the right angles. We give them for you. We make them for you. We give them to you. And all you need to do is post it. That is what the entire posting challenge was about. To make you feel like you're making progress for the first time. And, I told you guys that we are running this within Kleo as well. And the results were amazing. It's actually been mind-blowing to see. So what we built inside of Kleo now, it's a 30-day challenge built directly off my own content. Each day you get an actual post. You get a short explanation of how it worked and why it worked, so you can learn later. And then a video of me walking you through it and the thinking behind it. So that in itself is an entire masterclass on psychology, on lead generation, and content creation, all just inside of Kleo. So if you've ever done a challenge like this, I want you to think, what could happen when I had the best content creators giving me the exact frameworks that they've been using for 3 years, not just to build their following, but also build businesses and organic lead generation all inbound. So we have the 30-day challenge, we have a streaks tracker, and we give you your daily content every single time. So inside of Kleo, we also have the task tab, which sits underneath all of this. It tracks your post streaks. So you no longer think that you have to stay consistent. You actually start being consistent. And the more you write content, the more Kleo learns from you, the better the content then becomes. All right. And then we're meant to show you Kleo, but we already did. So let me go back to what I said at the start. You have to stop asking AI to draft your content, and you start asking it to run your content team. And no other tool can do that besides Kleo. If a tool only produces isolated outputs, one post, a reprompt from scratch every session. Yeah, I know you guys use cold code. I know you guys use cold prompts, and then you go back to your project and the perfect post that you wrote one time, it didn't work out again, you have to reprompt it. That is the problem that we're solving. You don't have to do it all over and over again and hoping that this time it gets it right. Kleo gets it right every single time. So you don't have to do any of the heavy lifting. You just have to give it the best material, and Kleo will do the rest. So Kleo gets the perfect slide files, gets all of your past posts, because you can now connect it to LinkedIn. It will look at your best performing content. It will give you the best ideas to do it again next with a different angle, with a different topic, so you don't have to repeat yourself consistently. And then it helps you make better decisions each time. It's all informed, data-backed, built with the best frameworks for you to make you grow. So that's entirely what Kleo is. It isn't just something that you used to write. It becomes your entire operator. And that's the shift that we are making today. We're making the shift from just a tool to your actual teammate, to an actual employee. And as you saw earlier, Kleo now plugs into your entire workflow. It can now connect to maybe Notion, all of your other agents, etc. And whenever your work is ready, it can all happen. Kleo shows up on it, and instead of asking you to move your entire workflow somewhere else, Kleo has it for you. Now, let's talk about the difference between hiring another writer or employee and just adding a seat instead of Kleo. This, by the way, is one of our most requested features, and maybe Jake can talk about it later. So many people have been waiting for this. If you're running an agency, if you're managing multiple people's content, just beyond your personal brand, this part is specifically built for you. Kleo now lets you spin up multiple profiles under one account, each with their own strategy, with their own tone of voice, with their own separate tabs, so nothing bleeds in between clients. So you no longer have to have multiple accounts. You no longer have to vary from different AI tools and different workflows. It's all built for you. You don't have to switch anymore and having 5 different tools connected. And you can also invite your team members by email straight into a specific profile. So a writer or an account manager before now can only ever touch the brand that they're actually working on. You're not having to hand out passwords or anything like that. You can just use the tool that is built specifically for you. This is for an agency owner, and that is the difference that it would make between paying another strategist and just adding a simple seat inside of Kleo. How amazing is that? Isn't that crazy? That's amazing. We finally fixed the most requested feature, and we brought it all to you live. So I'm so excited for all the agencies that are going to absolutely love using Kleo. Especially for all the money that they're going to be saving, for all the hires that are going to even 10x their outputs, everything. And by the way, this is something that is going to maybe affect my one-to-one business, but whatever. I love you guys and I love Kleo. My team took all of my content for over the last 3 years, from the coaching calls to the transcripts, all my frameworks that have ever worked, every single one of my posts, every single one of the clients' posts that I've wrote that have gone viral, probably some of your favorite creators, and even has my flagship course, Literally Academy, that has helped over 3,000 people build businesses, grow their personal brands, and start getting clients. Kleo is now programmed with all of it. And I know that's crazy because I charge between $2,500 per hour. The aim for this, personally, is like I said earlier, if I could help every single one of you, I could. So we made it simpler for me to do that and to carry on my mission of helping every single person in this room finally feel seen. So you don't need to hire me anymore to have a one-on-one with you. Instead, you can just have Mini Lara with you at all times to guide you on specifically what to do. So basically, you can save $2,500 and start creating the best content built by your favorite strategist that knows how to write for every single niche. Now, let's move to the last bit. Let's talk about monetization. Now, your content now is working. You saw it live. You now know how to write content. You know how you can get inspiration for every single thing, from lead generation to authority leading content to everything else, right? There is one thing that scares almost everyone though, and I want you to guess what that might be. What is the number one thing that you are all scared about posting? The thing that you maybe think, oh, I shouldn't post it. I've been told to post a lot of it, but I shouldn't. What is that for you? Well, that is lead generation content. So type at me in the chat if this is you. Who here cringes at the idea of posting a sales post? You know the post where you're finally promoting your business? You know the post where you're finally telling people that you have an offer? You know that post that you know that you have to post on LinkedIn, but you just, every time you write it, you just feel like, I'm scared of it. Yeah, seeing chat. Well, this also is the DM me for to work together X. Spots limited. Here's my offer post. The real thing here is that you don't need to sell harder. You need to learn how to sell without selling out. And there's a very simple, repeatable way to do it every single time. And Cameron has something prepared for you that every single one of you gets for free today because you stayed until the end with us. Instead of telling you, I want you to show you something. So I have a question for all of you. Type 11K in the chat if you think that this is you. What if I told you that you could build something that is worth maybe $11,000 in a single afternoon? So type an 11K in the chat if that's you. Would that be possible? Would you believe me? Would you believe that it's truly possible to build a single thing, a single asset that can actually turn all those eyeballs that you're getting through content into actual leads and revenue for your business? Yeah? Well, let me talk about something real quickly. 80% of my revenue, as you guys know, if you've heard me talk about it before, comes from lead magnets. So you build it once, you sell it forever, without having to have viral posts every single time. No DMs, no cold outreach, just from one free thing that you build once and consistently brings you clients while you sleep. And I want to show you the receipts that this actually works. So if you can see right here, $11,000, nearly $12,000 from one single lead magnet. And we haven't updated this. That is possible for you too. Now, here's why this matters so much. When people think about selling, this is what they picture. Have you seen all of these? Oh my God, let's talk about this. Do you want a call? Hey, I've got this event coming on. Are you interested? Have you seen this product? This is what most people think about when they think about, oh, I have to sell on LinkedIn, and that's completely wrong. You don't look at all of these, the connection requests that turn into a pitch 3 seconds later. Hi, Lara, if you're a founder, I have a quick question, and then they pitch you an entire thing. Or when the DM opens with, oh, I'm not trying to sell you anything, then they proceed to sell you something. You don't have to do that. So type a yes in the chat if you've ever received one of those messages and it's completely changed the way that you see selling on LinkedIn, because you think, oh, if I'm selling, it should be that. Well, it's not. And this is why so many people think that selling on LinkedIn is gross, because the only version that they've been shown is a pitch slap. So they either do it and feel disgusted, or they don't do it at all and never make any money from LinkedIn itself. So what I need you to understand is that you never have to do any of that, because an irresistible lead magnet does the selling for you. And it does it by building goodwill, trust, authority. That thing, the same reason why you guys go on YouTube and you watch videos, that is the thing. Now, I know some of you have heard about a lead magnet and pictured maybe a cheesy PDF, download my 10 tips. Nobody wants that. That's not what a lead magnet is. It's not a general guide about the whole industry or everything that you've learned crammed into one document. It's simply one real problem solved well. And when it's that specific, people give you their details and actually contact you. Now, let me show you how to build one. There are 3 phases to build a lead magnet. You ideate it, you write it, and then you host it. I call this the IWH framework. You ideate it. That's phase number 1. So you already did most of the work with the Compass framework. Then you need to start with the burning problem you already found. Then think of the most common objections that your clients have. That's your starting point. Now narrow it down to one win. Now here's where most people go wrong though. They try to solve an entire pain point in one go. My thing is, don't do that. Instead of ask yourself one question: what is the real win that my ideal clients would need to get past this? Kind of like what I'm doing with you guys right now. A lead magnet is simply one burning problem solved well for free. Your paid offer delivers a transformation for them, but your lead magnet solves that one small pain point for them to trust you. Then you turn your ideal clients' wins into sharp, specific titles. So let me show you a real example. Let's say some of you, and maybe some of you are here that are leadership coaches, your lead magnet is not going to be everything you know about how to achieve executive communication. That's too much information. And honestly, nobody is downloading that. Instead, you take it and you turn it into one burning problem and make it sharper. So something like the 3-minute confidence reset any high stakes meeting has, or how to beat it. These don't promise you that become the most incredible executive communicator. Instead, they promise a small, tangible outcome. Walk into our next meeting without freezing. That's it. That's why your best lead magnets are narrow and not broad, right? So if you're and I made some examples for you as well. If you're an executive coach right now, the best lead magnet that you could create is the 5 questions senior leaders ask themselves before every high stakes decision. If you're an AI consultant, the best lead magnet is 7 questions to ask before you spend another $1 in AI. If you're a fractional COO, the 2-week revenue fix I run inside a growth stage company. You see how specific they are? That's what your lead magnet should be about. That one specific pain point and that specific solution that you have. So if you have a pen and paper, or if you want to type it in the chat too, if you're excited, also say hell yeah. Take that one burning problem and narrow it down to one win. Then turn it into a title. And also type your lead magnet title in the chat so we can see it and then review it at the end. Okay? The next step is that you need to write it. So because we have Kleo today, you give it your niche, you give it the specific problem that your ideal client is facing, and then the specific dream outcome that they want to achieve. But to make this all work, you need to create the best input so Kleo actually knows exactly what that big pain point is. And it's already solved for you when you connect your Slack, when you connect your note taker, etc. Because it has a specific problem with a specific outcome these people want to have. So if you give Kleo a real specific pain, you get something that sounds like was written just for you and for your clients. The same is applied for the dream outcome. Okay? So all of that is, don't just say get more success. Say the tangible thing that your ideal clients want. And we'll show you how to do it inside of Kleo in a second. So once you got the copy, you need to turn it into something that actually looks good. And so Cameron, or CTO, built this tool called Magnets, where you can finally build your entire website for it to host it and turn it into the perfect landing page for you to start doing it. So you're not figuring out how to use an email list anymore, or how to get your lead generation content to work anymore. You're doing it every single time. And Cam or Jake are going to show us in a second how to do that. So some of you might get this as a surprise at the end. So yeah, are you guys ready? Cool. All right, there we go.
You mute.
Yeah.
Okay, but Lara, before we jump in, we've been watching the chat, and I want to give Cam, our CTO, a chance to nerd out for a little bit. So we have some exciting announcements, and we've been seeing the chat as well. So go ahead.
Yes, so we seem to be seeing, 2 or 3 of the same thing in every other message or so, and I'm dying to nerd out on you. So I will be honest with you, it's been a long process, and what I'm seeing a lot of you do is ask about LinkedIn access. And I think that's the right thing to do. We're seeing everywhere in the news that they are banning people, and they are blocking and shadow banning and doing all these different things for AI content. So it's natural for you to ask that. Now, I was actually at Jake's in Cyprus. We were about to go to bed, and then I checked my phone, and we have an email, and the email is from LinkedIn that we have official access. So to be totally honest, it was me and Jake running around in our boxes calling Lara. She's smiling right now. So that's one thing. I just want to, set the record straight, let you all know we are above board. We have LinkedIn access. Like, you are safe with us.
The official API partnership, it's all there.
Yes. So hope that's settled it. And the next thing that we have is people asking about the MCP. So right now we have some basic MCP functionality. You can draft posts, you can save swipes, you can do all these different things. And we've also got a really cool one where you can do like /analyze. And what you can do is provide URLs of different platforms, whether it's an Instagram Reel, a YouTube Short, a LinkedIn, whatever it may be. And it will actually analyze all of those different posts and videos and formats and give you a reason why they performed well. So that's really cool. And we're going to look to really build that out over the next sort of 1 to 2 months. And next thing, I don't know how many of you care or are into this kind of thing, but for me personally, I wanted a way to interact with Kleo from my AI agent. I've got like a Mac Mini sat in my parents' house, and I like to do things like scroll webs and do loads of different things. And what's great is you can now use a CLI and have your AI agent speak directly to Kleo. So rather than trying to write a load of like AI slot posts using Claude from your Mac Mini, all these different things, you can literally just send it straight to Kleo and it will draft your post, and you get all of your preferences, all of your memories, everything that Kleo does great, you will have right there. So yeah.
All. Well, the fourth thing is showing magnets.
I almost forgot
So
the only thing I was supposed to talk to you about.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so what we have here is magnets. And as Lara's mentioned about, lead magnets are the way to go. You collect emails, and then emails are money, all these different things. Now, this actually came about when my girlfriend, she was wanting to do a lead magnet, and she's like, I've got this amazing cool thing that I want to, give to people and plug on my LinkedIn and all these different things, but I have no way to actually create a landing page. And I was like, okay, that's one thing. So I actually went and built her a custom like page and all these different things. And then she goes, oh, I want another one. I know. I'm just being honest. But then further down the line, it was, I actually want to do an email sequence. So this is like a variation of a lead magnet where you can send an email to someone over 5 days. And what that means is you get 5 touch points, meaning you have 5 times to build that relationship with this person. So she was messaging me like, how do I do this? And I was like, surely there's an app. Someone has built this because you want it, and then I ended up wanting it. The answer is no one else does it, or people who do want it, they want to be like a consulting, and they want to do it for like a $5,000-$10,000 to set you up with quiz funnels and all this stuff. And I was like, it doesn't need to be that way. So enough going on. Let me show you what we've got. So this is all the different lead magnets, and the core point of this is literally to build out the landing page. And the important thing with this is people have already read your post, trust you, and decided to click on your link. So all you have to do is just deliver it. Like they want this thing, here's that thing. So really, really simple. You can come here, select, there's like a neat little chat bar in the corner. Someone can come in and provide all of that. So you can connect your own domain. So I have mine on headcount. You can connect your own email, so you can choose what you want. Or if you can't be bothered, am I okay?
Yeah.
Sick. Or you can go and set it up on all of your own domains. You can also connect it to things like Beehive, Substack, all of these different platforms, Slack for notifications. Basically, we have a whole host of, so you can connect URL, your Zapier if you want to do something custom, yeah, that's fine. All of your different newsletter stuff, Kit if you want, anything that you want. You can connect it up to Calendly as well. So let me just show you an example. So the basic stuff, the landing page is one thing. The next one you have is, a really nice UI to be able to, as you can see, I'm testing and messing around here. But you can go and build out your email to be whatever you want, drop things in. Again, this is total gibberish, but you get the point. This is basically just to show you like the functionality. Now, the next thing you can do is you can select another email, and you can choose the delay. So again, this is just for testing, right? You can do 5 minutes or 1 day or 2 days and send all of these different things to get those touch points like we mentioned. Now, this is where cal.com and Calendly comes in, because what you can do is some people in their emails, I might be going too much, but just to give you information, if someone books a call, you want to stop the email sequence. We do that. Another thing is straight after you have given someone value, they've come in, they've entered in their details, they click send. Now you can just say, okay, confirmed, it's on your way. Or it might be useful for you to send them elsewhere. So maybe you want to send them to a community, maybe you want to send them to a landing page, because you will never have them more where you want people, because you've just given them value. I've just given you something for free. Let me just show you this. Now, another one is more like a ClickFunnels style, right? So you're going to see a video of me and my team. But we got like the heading, the message, all these different things. And now you got the quizzes. So sometimes after you've given them a lead magnet, you want to qualify. So you might want to give them a week of your community free. So depending on their answers, okay, that's great. Or if they want to actually book a call because they earn over a certain amount, because they're within a certain industry, you now have this. And I'll just show you an example. I can't go on sign up because this is actually like a live account with all that stuff. I've got like a help with all the information here. Oh, I might need to change tab. Am I sharing the right tab? Yeah. No, I need to change the other one. I can just do this. Is that right? Yes, Alex Hormozy. Let's go. It's just dumb email. Now you can go into the quiz, choose whatever you want. Depending on your answers, you go to a certain place. So that's everything. This is going to be exclusive access for the Kleo joiners for life. So I hope that excites you.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's the best way of going from LinkedIn post to funnel to actually being able to sell them in the background through email and getting the call booked. Anyway, we'll pass it back to Lara. Joe.
How amazing is that? I think that and we're seeing so many thank yous to Cameron and Jake for building finally the thing that everybody wanted. Not just the content system. And I told you guys at the very start, we didn't just build one thing. We built the end-to-end solution for you to start creating a personal brand that you can actually start monetizing today. So if anyone is excited about Kleo, and thank you so much to every single person that is still with us in the chat. We're 2 hours in. I've been stood up for this entire time because we are truly changing how content works today for every single person in this room. And like I said at the start, again, we want to show you that there is indeed a new reality where you finally wake up and you don't just have the content, you don't have just the one-off post, you have the entire system built out for you. That was the entire point behind relaunching and rebuilding Kleo. And I know some of you, a lot of you already inside, you're using it already, you're telling us that you love it. I really hope that we made you proud. This has been months in the making, lots of iterations, lots of late night calls. And we've given you the end-to-end solution, all right? So Cam showed you exactly everything that you need to do. So like I promised, I'm going to be writing a post for you using Kleo. So I'm going to give you guys a few seconds while the chat loads because it's a little bit delayed. I'm going to need Jake back in if you guys can. And we're going to write one post for your specific offer and your niche based on exactly an authority post, a storytelling post, etc. So Jake, Can you come back? And we're gonna write a post for you guys live using Kleo. So we're gonna be looking at the chat now, and we are going to take one of you and write a post about it. Okay, so we're gonna have a few people suggesting post ideas. So give me your niche, give me your thoughts, give me the post that you've been wanting to write about, but you couldn't do it. You just simply didn't know what to do. So I'm gonna be waiting a little bit to start posting it, and then I'm gonna let Jake back in. All right, King, are we ready?
Oh, just taking a drink.
Okay, so I'm seeing who here. Okay, so we need you guys to tell us exactly what your post is, like what you want your post written about. We are seeing take me's okay, but we need specificity about who you are. Okay, Jake, we have some options. Are you ready? So I'm gonna let you pick. So we've got, they want a lead magnet for healthcare executives, or the disruption of the status quo in real estate. You've got some hard ones. What do you think?
Well, we've already done a lead magnet one, so potentially another one.
Okay, so one of our users here, I break down the latest AI and turn it into practical advantages for businesses. So can you write us a post about that?
Let's do it. So what's the specific topic on that?
I guess let's just make it up, as it may take a while.
Okay, well, one thing we can do, actually.
Oh yeah, you can look for it.
We can do it in the flow that we have built into Kleo. So it was a AI sort of creator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay,
Cool, got it.
we're here. So what we do as Kleo, we are collecting lots of different data and posts from different platforms. And so these are the Kleo save swipes. I've already gone through, you can save your own into your own library and start creating posts from them too. Then we have a bunch of categories in here where you can select marketing, engineering, loads of different categories. So let's say we want to do artificial intelligence in this case with this AI creator. What you can do is go through and find good inspiration. So let's say we want to do a similar post to, what do you think, Lara? This Claude Skills one? Yeah, should we do that?
Yeah.
So what we can do from here is click Use Post. And what that does, it puts it into the context box on the chat itself. And then from here, we can do things like analyze that post, break it down, give new post examples from it. Basically anything that we have pre-selected over here, we're able to do all that just with that one piece of context selected. So now let's say I want to do, give me post ideas that are similar to this post. And what I'm going to do is look at that specific piece of context. Obviously, my account is all about SEO and everything, so who knows what it will pull in for this. If I was the AI creator, it would be able to find different things I've talked about in the past on LinkedIn, on X, and everything I've saved in the past. Okay. So now, pinned, want me to save it as a style or template? So let's say use as context. So all the way through this chat, Kleo's going to keep asking me questions just to understand exactly what my intention is with this post. So got it, pulling the substance, stop doing X. Okay. So, okay, this is where Kleo is almost too good about knowing what I do because I'm using this post now to create it, but it's going to customize it to what I do because it knows me. If I was going to do this with another creator, I would create it as a separate profile. But let's say I want to keep it the same. So I can go down here. Keep it exactly the same as the original topic about stop writing prompts from scratch like it's 2024 and make it about 2026 version. So I've then given it my own idea from that swipe and boom. Prompts from scratch, start rebuilding the same skills. I kind of like that one better, so let's run with that. And now, you coming through?
Maybe doing some documentary.
Okay.
Commentary.
So you can also see that Kleo has Google access, so it's able to scrape and search on the internet and find the most up-to-date information.
Also, something that I want to add is that, again, I was saying it about Kleo earlier. The reason why we get Kleo to now write like this is so it knows not just the post, but it knows you and exactly what you want to say. So Jake and I often spend a lot of time looking at different sources, looking at what the best angle. Like me personally, I would go through viral content and go through it line by line. And Cameron saw me do it. He saw about 20 to 30 different videos of me writing a post from scratch. Sometimes it would take me 20 minutes. Sometimes it would take me, hours. And then he took the best ways that we both write and realized that there is a structure to it, which is what these questions are based all about. So these are not just questions that the AI is asking you just to save time. They're personalized for you. So you finally write content that is personalized, specifically about the topic that you want to write about. It sounds like you, and it has the exact same information that you want to relay. So it's not just generic. It's not, you don't write generic content anymore. You write specific content that is built to perform based on viral frameworks, content that works like we use on the swipe file, but it sounds like you. It's not just a copy paste. You're not just using frameworks anymore. You just have a strategist that does the hard work for you. And all you need to do is answer a few simple questions, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so again, because it's based on my account, it's asking me things like, okay, do you want to use the original like lead magnet that Ruben had in his post, which we obviously don't have. I tried to give it a dummy one, Kleo.so/download. It said, oh, this is broke, what you're talking about. So Kleo is pushing back at all times, making sure that it's correct when it's actually creating the post. So I just told it to use it as a placeholder for now. And now you can see that it's writing a similar post, but obviously my thing is SEO. It's not got that context about me talking about AI specifically.
Okay, so that's the entire post. As you can see, guys, like there's the perfect hook. Stop rebuilding the same skills like it's 2025. That hook is proven to work. It's 8 words long. It's written it for you. It's got the specific key points and the ultimate keywords that we know perform well on the platform. Then the second line is a rehook. Claude just made that pointless. So it's based on the copywriting frameworks that I've always taught. And you guys have seen me explain multiple times, but now you no longer have to try and understand it yourself and do it by hand. Kleo does it for you automatically. And then if we scroll down through the post, Kleo also now gives you like the educational part. This is following my Slay framework. If you guys have seen me talk about it before. So this is the ultimate ways that you explain something, but that talks to those drop-ins that I was speaking about like an hour ago now. Those people that don't know anything about you, but they care about the one thing that you do care about as well. And that is how Kleo also writes. Anything else that you want to share?
No, from here, it's just about editing, tweaking, using these buttons over here. You can talk to it and get it to do specific things you want.
So you can also add hook variations. So let's say I hate the hook. Let's say maybe I don't like it.
Well, let's get some more. This is a quick button. So what it will do is just give you different categories of hooks. So educate, contrarian, and all the different ones. If you want to do something specific, you just say, oh, give me new hook variations that create curiosity or something like that. It'll do that specific thing. But here you can see.
Look at that. So if we scroll down, Kleo doesn't just give you hooks with no context. It also tells you if a post is going to educate, how to incentivize curiosity. Maybe you want to give an opinionated post, or you just want to sell. So again, you don't have to think about it. Kleo does the thinking for you, and it gives you the best possible answers for you based on what you know. Maybe too much. It's too much. But that's why it works so well, because it's got it built in. Okay, cool. I think
Perfect.
that's it.
You
Great.
transport.
Transporting back.
Okay.
Wait, actually, can you show them one more thing?
Of course.
I want you to, let's say you don't like the angle.
Mm-hmm. You simply click change the angle. What it's going to do is come up with a few different variations. So we have a few here. So we have stop writing, start commanding instead, built once, use everywhere that Claude appears, and then copy done skills instead of building from scratch. So let's say I click on this one. It's going to change the whole angle of the post and update it on the right-hand side over here. That'll take a few minutes.
Okay.
So it's updating now.
Do you want to tell them the story about the little loading button in the meantime?
Oh yeah, okay. Let's get some more variations. So we have a little dancing guy. We've just gone through a rebrand, of course, new logo, new colors and everything. And I thought it'd be a nice touch to add a little dancing fella. So I hope it's appreciated by others and not just me. So yeah, it's updated over here now to the new angle.
Great. Thanks, Jake.
Pleasure.
All right, cool. Okay, let me go back in here. How's it going, guys? Are we guys enjoying the new version of Kleo? Again, I really love the fact that we really honed in on the psychology of everything. So sorry for the kick them out. So now you can see not just how to ideate it, but also write it and then work with Kleo as if it was a ghostwriter. So I've worked with a lot of agencies in the past, right? And something that they go back and forth a lot on is that, like, what do you want? Oh, it doesn't sound like me. Maybe you guys have even tried one. And maybe you've tried a ghostwriting agency and you're like, that doesn't sound like me. It sounds too generic. I don't agree. I don't look like that every single time. So that is the thing that Kleo now also fixes. Okay, cool. So hopefully you guys loved some of these. We'll do more at the end. Now, let's do a quick 60-second recap because we're already at the 2 hours. And thank you so much for everyone that's been here with the entire time. So you've learned how to become a category of one. I showed you how to become that one person that people follow for one thing, not just an influencer, but someone with real influence. We have examples like people like Alexis here. I don't know how many of you guys follow her, but if you want to say love Alexis in the chat, Alexis talks about cables. And Alexis has now built an incredible personal brand that allows her to travel the world, work at her dream job, all because she started posting on LinkedIn. She became that one person that people trust and follow for that one thing. Then I walked you through the 3 pillars of turning your personal brand into a client generation machine, from the irresistible offer in the Compass framework to outlier content and your content engine and your monetization engine as well. So the whole system that we've been talking about, that is it. And now you have it. I showed you how to turn outlier content, how to build your content pillars, how to structure your offer pillar, and actually how to monetize it. That is the system behind the biggest personal brands on LinkedIn. So we fixed your strategy live as well. I showed you live with real people and broke down exactly how you would write a post specifically geared to your topic. And I know some of you were watching this and you were genuinely so excited to see that this is finally now live. Now, a few quick questions for you. If you found that valuable, please put a yes in the chat. If you found the entire structure, the irresistible offer, and finally you understand, okay, this is why, this is what was missing about my offer, put a hell yeah in the chat, put a yes in the chat. If you know how to turn your personal brands into a lead generation machine, also put a yes in the chat. If you finally understand how to find outlier content and how to make it work for you, put a yes in the chat. Yes, amazing. All right, cool. Now, another question for you. Do you feel like you are now closer to turning your content into a client engine even better than you were two hours ago? Put a yes in the chat as well. If you now think, okay, this is the thing that was missing from my entire content strategy, and now I'm really confident that I can do it, and I want a yes in the chat. Now listen, what I shared with you today is only the tip of the iceberg.
even if we had another 3 hours together, it would take me more time than ever to show you everything. It wouldn't be enough time to give you the tools, the strategies, and the support that you actually need to succeed on LinkedIn in the half the time that it took me to get through the tools, the strategies, and support. Now, not everyone will take action today. Most people will learn everything that we just talked about and then go back to their normal week. Not because they can't do it, but because it feels too big of a risk. It feels like it's too far away. It feels like something that would take them hours to execute. That is generally where it gets hard. So you've got two options today, ladies and gentlemen. You can take everything that I gave you today and go on and do it completely on your own. It's free. I gave you the entire strategy. I got told off for taking too long, but I needed you to have it. Because again, our mission today is to get this strategy in the hands of as many people as possible today. Right? So this can work for you, but it might take longer. And you'll have a lot less clarity on where you're stuck because you don't have anyone to ask. Or you can use the exact system that Jake and I have spent years building, refining, and using ourselves alongside an AI operator that runs for you, even on days where you don't feel like you can't show up. Now, quick question for every single one of you here. Do I have permission to go a little bit deeper and show you the actual system and how it actually runs? So after everything I just gave you for free, do you guys give me the permission to go a little bit deeper and show you the exact actual system that we've been using this entire time? The one that we built specifically for you so you never have to figure out on your own ever again. And I'm seeing yeses in the chat. Yeah? All right. So let's go. As you heard me say, we've created repeatable businesses and systems for the last 3 years. All of them have generated over 5 million in total revenue for professionals just like you. If you're an engineer, if you're a doctor, if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you are still a professional, if you're still in corporate, if you're figuring out what you want to do, if you're just starting your journey and you don't even know where to start, this is built exactly for you. But for people like Anjali here, who went from feeling lost, like a lost immigrant, to now being a coach that books 10 plus calls a week and having the highest sales month with her funnels, all by using the same strategies that I showed you guys today. Or like Honorata, who I mentioned earlier, that landed an $80,000 commission deal just from her LinkedIn content and one viral video. Or people like Misha, who you might have seen on your LinkedIn feed already, who went from struggling to land a job anywhere to no longer even needing one because her business is now crushing it on LinkedIn. Now, my question for you guys is, what if you could add $60,000 more to your MRR in the next few months, just like Carl? Would your life change? If you simply knew the system that's helping all of these people succeed, would it help? Or what if I told you that if you could start booking 30 plus calls from a single post, just like Mike did? Would your life change? Or landing a $50,000 deal, just like Jess did here. Mind you, these are all of our clients, by the way. These aren't just vague case studies. These are people who we've worked directly with for over the last few years. Now, I'm going to be honest, I can't promise you those results because these people deserve their own merit. But what I can tell you is that none of them figure it out entirely on their own. They had a system. They had something keeping them accountable to do it even on days where it stopped feeling exciting. And I know how it feels. When you're back from a long holiday and you just don't feel like it, this is how. There are two things that most people stop most people from actually getting results. So, number one is a lack of clarity. When you're unclear on your positioning, your offer, yourself is your branding, and you're just labeling yourself as a professional, and you post every day and you're still wondering why content doesn't convert. Look, most AI tools produce outcomes, but that's not what's gonna get your system working faster. But once we fix those core issues, like I did for Anna, you can get your first inbound lead from a lead generation post. That's exactly what I showed you guys today. Because I know the system works. I believe in it so much that I could spend 3 hours talking about it. That's how crazy it is. Problem number 2. Well, there's an AI to results disconnect. Using AI tools and driving revenue from them are 2 different things. And the majority of people get stuck on that. You give it a vague prompt and the directions are unclear. The output is generic because the input was generic. And you change your approach every single week. How many of you guys have then decided to get this prompt and then this other prompt and this boss post this prompt and then you redo it and then the strategy is different to the last one because every single person has this perfect viral LinkedIn generating prompt that's meant to give you the results, but all it leaves you with is nothing. It leaves you more confused than when you started. And that's exactly why we launched the 4-week momentum cohort. So because we know that these are the 2 things standing between you and getting results, we built an entire accelerator teaching you exactly how to just implement. And this is a structured week-to-week path, not a library of content, not just another course where you figure out by yourself and no one is replying to you. This is live code tear downs, so you get direct feedback on your specific content. And AI, the perfect AI Kleo, is embedded into every single step so you can do it way faster. So this is not just another course that you forget. This is a community where you ask questions, or a community that you ask questions into the void. This is a program where each week has a job. And it's taught by the 2 biggest creators on the platform. It's got like-minded people that support you, and it's got real-time expert guidance in just 4 intensive weeks. So we've got positioning on week 1, how to finally use that compass framework that I talked at the start, and use it for your positioning, how to select your niche, how to understand your problem, how to understand how to optimize your profile and have it work like a landing page. That's all I talk about on week 1 because that's the main thing that's taking me from where I was to where I am today, which is 0 to 350,000 followers, 3 7-figure businesses, and all of these other things that I have that I know you can have and our clients have gotten them. Talking about Anjali. She's featured in Forbes already just because she's used this strategy. Now, week number 2, Jake is going to show you how to build a growth flywheel. So something about Jake is that he knows exactly what content performs and how to build it. So you leave this week with your first post published with a lead level guidance the whole way through. Then week number 3, I come back in again for you, with you, and talking more about building your distribution system and how to create engaging content that people love to read, how to build a cult-like personal brand, from storytelling frameworks to psychology hacks that no one talks about, to how to implement them with AI. And then at the end of it, you'll build an entire content engagement system and a distribution checklist so no post goes unread. And this gets you in front of the right people nearly every single time. And now week 4, Jake will teach how to scale and systematize your content. So from content batching to repurposing content. Let's say you had a viral post and you want to do it again, but you don't want to do it exactly the same. Jake will show you exactly how to do that. And you leave with a 30-day content plan, a working content system inside of Kleo, and what I call your entire LinkedIn operating system. Now, you want to stay until the end for this because we're doing something that we've never done before here. And I can't believe it. Now, let me show you what's included inside of this program, and it's going to blow your mind. Number 1, you get live expert guidance. So I charge over $2,500 a month. Jake charges the same. And honestly, Cam is too busy making Kleo even better. So that could be worth around $4,000 to $5,000. That is included, not extra. And as you can see, my normal rates right now for one-to-one coaching, you can see literally my stripe there, 2,500 for a single call with me. You get it all included inside of this. Number 2 is the offer and positioning frameworks. So these are all built with all of the lessons we've paid thousands of dollars for, and I'm not kidding. If you've heard me talk about this, you know that I invest heavily in coaching, over $200,000 at this point. Now this in itself, learning how to position yourself and the frameworks is worth $997, but we're not charging you anything near the total of this so far. You also get lead generation post templates. So you don't just think about creating that lead magnet, you finally post it and you finally get results. And that is worth landing at least one client, because these are nearly guaranteed to work every single time. Now, number 4 is inbound DM and conversion playbooks that we built exactly just for you. Me and my team have worked behind the scenes so hard for one-to-one clients to not just get them to create the best content, but also teaching them how to convert it. And it works. We've proven it with over 50 of our one-to-one clients that I started working with 4 months ago. They work every single time. There's a complete formula to sell without selling and finally getting that sales call, or even without one. Number 5, you get 400 hook templates and post and swipe files. So this is my private collection of every single algorithm loophole that I've collected over the last 3 years, even going to talk to LinkedIn itself, and then telling me exactly what's going on in the platform. These are updated and you get them all included. And that is worth maybe $379. Number 7, peer feedback, accountability, and collaboration. So inside of Kleo, you don't just get the tool, you get the community too. And that's why we have the accelerator cohort. So you can have that, because we know that you can win faster when you're collaborating with others. We've seen it live so many times when people finally meet people that are like-minded and are following that exact same goal. People that are still in this live stream can attest to that. The impact that having people around you can make, not just for your content, but also your business and your life, where you finally feel like you can relate to someone and talk to someone, and that is priceless, completely priceless. And I am a testament of it in itself. My entire network is the reason why I'm here. My community, the people that I've met, are the reason why I've kept on pushing, even on days where it felt like nothing was working. You also get Jake's and my own business playbooks, where we've collectively, taken every single thing that we've learned about business, content, etc., and we put it all together into a single document that you can have. And this is probably worth over $5,000. Now, I could go on. You also get weekly implementation workshops. So I always say this thing that knowledge without execution is simply just entertainment. And my co-founders and I will be after you, making sure that you not just learn, but you also implement. And that probably is worth around $399, even more. You also get ongoing calls after the cohort ends. We'll keep on meeting, sharing your learnings, analyzing together, seeing what is stopping your growth and what we could make better, all with us live, helping you directly. You also get lifetime recording and access to every single thing that we have. So the videos, the recordings, the templates, and the playbooks. Honestly, nobody is this generous. People cut access after a few months. You get it all included. That's worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Now, apart from those 11 things, because I know some of you guys were waiting for the bonuses, we put together some last minute bonuses that I'm so excited to talk about. Cam's magnets, which you guys loved. So the lead generator built specifically to turn your content into an actual list building mechanism, not just visibility. This usually would need to, you would need to pay email tools at the very least $33 a month, which is $396 a year, just to host your lead magnets, and you get them all included. You also get Jake's webinar content system. So Jake has been able to scale one of his agencies to increasing his revenue just by using this one thing. So he'll be handing you the exact playbook and system for turning one webinar into weeks of content. Jake's paid consultants thousands of dollars to build systems like this for his own business, but we're not charging you a penny for it. We're just giving it to you included on this. Now, let's add all of this up, okay? So if you get the Detailed Growth Academy, the 4 live sessions a week, the step-by-step growth system, the private cohort and community inside of Kleo, the accountability, the wins, the challenges, the 21 days, the content system, comes a lead magnet hoster, all of the content libraries, my private swipe files, and everything else included. That would be a total value of over $9,000. I mean, you can do the maths. 4,000 here, 997 there, $10,000, $99,000. Even just the email website subscription would be 397, whatever I said. So the total value of something like that is usually $9,000, and I'm not lying. You guys have seen it. But you're not paying anywhere near close to that. Now, let's say that this could be $3,000 because that's generally what some of our smaller cohorts would have costed in the past. Shall we charge that? What do you guys think? Shall we do it? $3,000? Well, maybe not. Well, how about $2,000 then? My team actually pushed me to charge something like this because of everything that is included. So on top of that, you also get, Kleo, etc. But 4 weeks of live masterclasses with people that have done it over and over again, that's a lot. So $2,000 sounds like a fair price, no? Right? Well, we changed our minds. Well, it is worth that, but we're not charging anywhere near close to that. How about $997? I think that's a little bit more reasonable. I mean, that's the least that we can charge for our time and the value that we deliver over the next 4 weeks, right? That sounds reasonable. Nah, I'm joking. The entire thing, the 4 weeks live cohort, the direct access to me and the team every single week, the offer, the templates, the lead generation templates, the community and the lifetime access, CAMS magnets, Jake's webinars, go-to training, and everything that you just watched me build live, it's free. Yeah, it's free. Yeah. Everyone that is still on this call today, and that's why I asked you guys so carefully if you could stay with me until the end. Yeah, let's take a moment for that. Let's take a moment of silence for everyone who left 20 minutes ago because they thought that this was going to be just another thing or it was running too long. I know, they missed out on this entire thing. But you, just for being here, just for staying, you get the whole cohort, everything I just walk you through for free. Now, before I show you how to actually access this, let me just recap what you generally need to make any of your LinkedIn efforts work. Let's run it through it. A proven monetization system that works while you sleep. This is why I'm giving the cohort away so you can install it. Someone in your corner to tell you what will work and what won't. And thirdly, you need the right tool that is actually running underneath all of that. I wonder what that tool might be. The thing that shows up whether life gets busy or not. The thing that turns that sales call into content that you were wishing for it to do it. The thing that sends you ideas before you even open an app. That is what Kleo does for you. So here's exactly how this breaks down. The first two, the system and the accountability, I'm giving them away to you for free. That is a cohort. The system and the accountability. All you need to do today to get access to this insane offer is to grab Kleo. which you are going to need anyway, because you saw it happen. Like, you saw it live, you loved it. So all you need to do is grab Kleo and you get access to this. So if you're serious about actually implementing all of this flawlessly, instead of just watching me talk about it for another 2 hours, and then maybe go watch all my older YouTube videos, and then try and find that one post where I talked about my content strategy, and then go into Jake's post and see how he talked about that one thing and how he did that thing. You get it all included. All you need to do is get the Kleo annual subscription. Also, because of everything in the cohort, the strategy, the content engine, the monetization system, these are also made incredibly easy for you to execute faster and easier than ever. Also, mind you, Kleo costs us money to operate, right? Cam the other day told me off for for something. And he was telling me, Lara, like, this goes like 75,000 a month and running. Okay. So, that's like the main reason why we can't give away Kleo for free, because it costs us a lot of money to operate. And so Cam will kill me if I give it away to every single one of you watching live right now. But we figure out a loophole for this to happen. So the entire momentum cohort, the $9,000 in stack value, the 4 weeks, the frameworks, the community, the bonuses, both come with it for free. All you need is to get 1 year of Kleo, which is not going to be $1,118 only. Today it's discounted to $999. So you even get it at a better price. So the team is going to start dropping the link in the chat if you want to start joining us in this journey. Okay, if you want to grab this offer, it is only going to be available for those that joined us live today. So let me recap on this. Just for grabbing the annual subscription to Kleo today, you get the bonus features. You get the strategist to guide you your LinkedIn strategy. So as soon as you log on to Kleo, we'll show you this in a minute, Kleo will build you your content strategy based on your goals. Then you get the Lara interviewer for unlimited ideas. So we haven't mentioned this yet, but we cloned my voice. And Kleo now coaches you in my own way, and it sounds exactly like me, and I'm a bit scared. I think I'm going to be out of a job in like a few months, so please get this. You also get the posting challenge with undisrupted templates. Ideas at your doorstep from your recent activities and everything that's working for you and others. All just by grabbing the annual subscription of Kleo today. So the team is going to put this in the chat if you guys want to join us and start and get your annual access to Kleo and everything else included. And I really want you to think about how much of a difference this could make in the next couple of weeks. You saw the testimonials, you saw the case studies, you saw everyone hyped about the new Kleo, you see our results. I think that this is time. So just by grabbing the Kleo annual subscription again, let me recap as well. You get to chat with Kleo from all the apps like Telegram and Slack, and soon WhatsApp too. You have streaks to keep you accountable. So Kleo will count how many posts you made that week. So you can also gamify it, because that's what makes it fun. You can connect it with other apps and agents, and you can build multiple brand profiles if you're an agency owner. And I could go on. Unlimited visuals, bring in your own Kleo workflow, your own workflow into Kleo, like on Notion, etc. You have your own personal swipe file and supercharged with outlier content that we found specifically for your niche, like we showed you earlier. If you're a doctor, if you're an engineer, if you're a professional, if you talk about communication, if you talk about speaking, if you talk about engineering, if you talk about being a doctor, all of these posts that you've been looking for, they're right there. So the link is down below if you want to get access to this cohort for free. So let's get you winning. So please put a me in the chat if you already joined the program and if you're ready to unlock access to every new feature that's inside of Kleo, everything that we just showed you, and finally being able to implement this entire system that's taken me over 2 hours and a half to tell you. Because if it took me 2 hours and a half to explain it, how long do you think it could take you to implement it? But how about if you just had the tool that knew exactly what it needed to do instead? Oh, more people joined?
We have more people.
Okay, give it to us.
Apologies if but Zelly, Elizabeth, Kevin, and Whitney.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Let me continue. Okay, right. Now, before I get interrupted again, I know some of you are doing the math right now in your head, and there is a specific fear underneath it all, and I want to name it honestly because I know it. Because I know you. Because I've been there too. And I'm not going to pretend that it's not that. Maybe you're thinking, what if I buy this and I'm still the person who gets excited today and goes quiet next Tuesday? What if I get busy? What if this doesn't really work out for me? Best case scenario, you already know everything worked. It's everything that we talked about. For the last 2.5 hours, content that compounds. You stop being the bottleneck. You have the exact trust that you need to help generate those leads that you've been so eager to get. Because you can land clients thousands of dollars in return. We spent 2 hours talking about just that. So let's talk about the worst case. The worst case scenario here is that you get the annual subscription of Kleo, which is the cheapest that almost every ghostwriter will quote you, and even less expensive than any coach in the market that actually has results. So the worst case is that you get Kleo, the software, and that on its own accounts for a flat, 7,000 increase in growth in impressions for $99 a month. This is the best deal that you can have. Worst case is that you get the 4 weeks of the live cohort course with direct access to me and the team, and that is worth more on their own than most one-off consulting sessions people pay thousands for. You guys saw my hourly rates. And now, the last thing, worst case scenario. Even if you only make it through the first 10 days of the 30-day challenge before life gets busy, you still walk away with 10 real structured posts. That's more strategic content than most people post in 6 months completely on their own. And you know this because I know this is some of you. That's the worst case scenario. Also, worst case scenario, you get Cam's lead magnet generator for free. And Jake's go-to-webinar training to land inbound leads. So, who's joining right now? Drop a me in the chat if you've already joined. Cameron, do you want to say some more names?
It's going absolutely crazy, to be honest. We've got Luca, Martin, Sarah, Ashley, Mary, Jordan, Lolis, Tobias, Vishal, Naveed, Kaylin, Shelly, Carla, Andrea, and every time I refresh it keeps going up more.
Okay, so if you're going to do this, the window is now. I think we're gonna run out of space soon. So let me give you some details. The cohort starts on the 1st of September, but you won't find this anywhere else again. Again, like we said, my top tier cohort, $3,000. Right now it's $7,000, $8,000. These bonuses and the discounted yearly rate will be gone. Okay? So now let me answer some of the questions I know that are already coming into some of your heads, because I'd rather deal with them directly right now than have you sit there quietly thinking about, maybe I should do it, maybe I shouldn't do it. So question number 1, I already have Kleo on the monthly plan. Do I have to pay full price on top of what I'm already paying? No. You just upgrade to the annual subscription of Kleo and you're automatically in. You're not paying again twice. Number 2, what if I don't have time? What if I don't have time for the live cohort right now? Right, cool. I love this one because I don't have time either. The calls are recorded. If you miss one and realistically maybe another one because you maybe have a commitment, etc., this is realistically a commitment close to 2 to 3 hours, not a full-time job. The team and I, we run multiple businesses. We know how much time means to you and also us. So we engineered this cohort to teach you, but also get your results fast and have you off your laptop as soon as you can. Right? Cool. Now, I said this earlier, and I'm also going to say it again. I have clients like Alexis who talk about network and cables. So if you are thinking, I don't think my industry is interesting enough for this to work, then think again. Because if people like Alexis who talk about networks and cables goes viral maybe twice a week and our other client Honorata in urban planning can make it work in boring niches, why not you? Now, let's do the maths again. I'm gonna maybe need some help because I'm not really that good at maths, but let's talk about it. A ghostwriter, very bare minimum, $2,000 to $3,000 a month, right? And we can see the real rates there. My rates are from $1,500 a month. The doc is below. Okay, no. Content agencies, $4,000 just for a month of consulting. That is real. I paid that, by the way. Now, all you need to do is think, if I get a single client closed by getting the annual subscription of Kleo and everything else included, that is not worth the annual subscription. That is worth $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 just in itself. So today we have 3 paths in front of you, okay? You could do nothing, stay as the best kept secret in your industry, watch competitors build audiences, wonder, what if I started 3 months ago? What if I did it when I actually had time? And another year of missed opportunities go by. Or you could figure it out by yourself. Can this work? Yeah, of course. It can work. Sure. But you could spend 3 years figuring it out just like I did. You can burn hours testing strategies that don't convert. And I know that some of you have tried those. I see some of your names. I've seen your comments. I know you. I know you struggle with this exactly. You could keep posting consistently because there's no accountability. How many times have you wished you just had someone to remind you to post? How many times have you wished you had someone rooting for you and helping you make this happen? Or maybe if you figure this out by yourself, you will still make the mistakes that we already made for you. The third path, ladies and gentlemen, you can get the free cohort and the Kleo annual subscription, and you can start creating like the top 1% this week. You can use my systems that have personally generated me millions of impressions. You get the challenges, the community, the weekly calls, everything that keeps you on track. And you will shorten your learning curve. You will skip trial and error, and you will get the best results. Now, if you're still thinking, well, Lara, if I join this free cohort, how quickly can I expect results? Well, I'm happy that you're thinking that. Well, think about it. People over the last 10 days only have gotten results using Kleo. So then how far can you go with more hands-on support for free? Can you be like Sandra here, who had 50,000 views and then made it to 2 million views? Would you want to be like Sandra? Or maybe you're dreaming about getting inbound leads from your dream companies. Maybe like the director of Obsidian, like we've done with our content. Or maybe Flight Story messaging you for it. That's how good Kleo is. When all these top companies have reached out to us for the tool, That is how confident we are and they are that it works. All right. So you could be like Brittany Young, who's probably here. Hi, Brittany, who replaced a $15,000 job marketing coach, then hit 100,000 impressions in her first week. 2 sales calls today and 1 week pump. Then her update, February, I celebrated my baby, I turned 39, and my posts are getting traction and hitting over 100,000 impressions from LinkedIn. You can see all of the results, and I could keep going for ages, but as you can see, I'm getting thirsty. So Jake and I and the entire team have both collectively spent 5 years and over $100,000 in learning and validating everything ourselves. So what we will teach you inside of this program will save you the 5 to 6 years of lost time and money. Now, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and we're not promising you millions by the next year. But what we are giving you is the most proven blueprint for taking your expertise and building a monetizable personal brand, alongside with the guidance in the community and the AI infrastructure you need to implement as quickly as you can. How would it feel if you finally stopped thinking that could be me, to then waking up one day and knowing that that is you? That is how our clients feel today, because they have everything: the infrastructure, the end-to-end system, the community, the coaching, the support, the programs, the live course, etc. Everything there for you. All you need to do is use Kleo. Now, to recap everything that you're getting for free once more, you get the detailed and dedicated Growth Academy, 4 weeks live with me and Jake, explaining everything that you need, from positioning to content to engineering to sales to mechanisms to monetization. The step-by-step growth frameworks and monetization systems, private community inside of Kleo, accountability and wins so you can share them, weekly live calls with us, Cam's lead magnet hoster, the webinar content system that helps you sell one-to-many. So instead of waiting for another sales call, you can literally just sell to your audience all at once, one-to-many. Ongoing monthly calls after the cohort ends, Jake's and my complete businesses playbooks, live access to all of the resources, lead generation and post templates, DM playbooks, 400 plus templates, swipe files, etc. And on top of that, you get us. And you get the brand new Kleo that we couldn't stop talking about. Now, all you need to focus now, after having that exact same end-to-end system that we just gave you, all you need to focus on getting your scalable high-ticket offer off the ground, trusting our blueprint and executing on it, and leaving the rest to Kleo. So if at this point you're still hesitant to join, I want you to ask yourself, do you have a clear system for attracting prospects and turning them into clients? Or are you just posting one post then and there, maybe trying a vague lead magnet that followed exactly what I told you not to do? Do you have a system for, turning that attention into a following? How has the last week or month looked like for your business? Are you still sending those salesy DMs that make you cringe? Or are you positioned as the number one authority in your industry? There's only one right answer. Next question. Have you packaged your expertise into an offer so compelling that clients say yes before you even get on a call? Do you have a repeatable funnel to turn conversations into sales without sounding pushy or salesy? Do you? How did your last sales post do? Did it get any engagement? But most importantly, did it get you the lead? If the answer is no to any of the 3 questions that I just asked you, the team and I have just handed you the perfect playbook to change that into a yes answer. Now, if you don't have any of these things, again, the answer is to work with those who do. Those who have worked with thousands of people just like you to get them the results that you want. So the link again is in the chat for anyone that wants to join Kleo. Cam, do you want to come say some names?
Yes, I think I'm starting to go a little bit stir crazy, to be fair, refreshing the page. But we have John, Lila, Adrian, Lisa, Shannon, Jono, Sidra, Anil, Richard, Amar, Swati, Elizabeth, Valerie, Ruidiger, Sapna. Sorry, I'm so sorry if I butchered names. That is my ignorance. But yeah, it's going crazy.
Okay, perfect. All right, cool. If you want to join the, 30, 40 people that have already taken the annual subscription of Kleo, this is your chance. So drop a me in the chat if you've already joined and come and join us. Now, before we finish this, I have one last thing. Now we have the Q&A and we also have the bonus giveaway. Cam, are you ready for that? So before we get into the Q&A, because I know we ran a little bit too long, we're going to announce the Kleo affiliate winner who gets to win a free consultation call with me and Cam. What?
Let's just get the names ready.
Okay. All right. So we're going to get that prepared. So we know that when we talked about this live stream and the entire Kleo launch, we said that 3 people were going to win something. All of you ended up winning something, which was Kleo, which was the Kleo cohort for free. All you needed to do is get annual access to it. But we do have 2 more final giveaways for people that joined the waitlist and are on this call with us today. While Cam gets that ready, Jake and I are going to be answering some questions. We're going to be writing posts for you live and talking everything Kleo related.
I'll come over here.
Okay.
Answer any questions that are coming through.
Okay. How do I do that? I just... Cool. Okay. Can you pay monthly for Kleo?
You can get the Kleo monthly subscription, but that does not include the cohort and everything. The Kleo monthly subscription includes this tool access. You also get to join the community, and we have the challenge as well in there. But if you want to join the cohort, if you contact support, there is an option to split payments, but it's only over 2-3 months. So you can contact support for that information. But that's the only monthly you can do to join the cohort.
Message from Heather. I'll sign up when I'm not driving. Hell yeah, Heather, we'll be waiting for you.
We'll send you all emails after this.
I'm with Kleo already. Have to stay within the cohort. I understand what you mean. I will tomorrow. Looking forward to stuff, guys. Okay. Oh, we have a guest with us live.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hi, Brittany. Can you hear us?
Now I can, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming in. I know that you're traveling.
Yeah, no problem.
So,
There we go.
big fan of you. Obviously, I mentioned you a few times in this live call.
Cool.
So, for anyone wondering if they should use Kleo, what would you tell them?
What are you waiting for, first of all? And second of all, I joined back in January. My kids are running around everywhere, so I joined this February, and my impressions were really low, probably in the hundreds. I would say I maybe went viral once or twice before. And then I joined the cohort. I was pretty consistent. I was showing up every single week to the classes. And sorry, we have children running around. Okay, go, 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 go.
It's a radio.
Okay, awesome.
Can you turn it off?
Here, I don't know what that is. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, I've had posts go viral. I've had people reach out. I've signed clients every single month since joining Kleo, which has been a huge game changer.
And for those that don't know what you do, what is your offer and what is your niche?
Yeah, so I'm an executive sobriety coach, and it's a very small niche. I work primarily with CEOs, business owners, CFOs who are looking to get sober and quit drinking, but they don't want to go to rehab or go to another program. So they want this discreet, private, one-to-one offer, which now Kleo has allowed me to launch a cohort soon. And
oh, no way.
Yeah, so I'm moving from one-to-one to many, and I'm super pumped about that.
Oh my God, we're so excited for you. What
Thank
was
you.
the what was the one mindset shift that, seeing me or Jake or Cleo and even the community made you take, or like something that changed in your mindset and not just your content?
Oh my gosh, just one thing. I think the biggest shift really was about how to wrap my mind around educating people specifically with this particular topic, because it could be stigmatized, it could be scary for somebody to step into the world that I'm in. So, really understanding that educational content doesn't have to be education per se. You can put your own spin on it. And so I needed to wrap my mind around that. And I learned that from the two of you by, what Jake always says, steal like an artist. And so I continue to do that every single week when I write.
Yeah. Amazing. And then one last question for you, Brittany, because I know you're busy and you're on holiday, etc. What is your biggest win that you got with Cleo?
My biggest win. I've had several wins. But I would say, I've signed clients that I've never interacted with before. They spotted my content, they saw me on LinkedIn, and that's all because of writing differently with Kleo. I went from, writing posts that barely got traction to people going, hey, in the middle of the night, by the way, hey, I love what you're doing and I need what you have. And so Cleo's been able to provide that for me. Learning how to write a different way and not thinking twice about it. And so many wins. I could go on and on and on about that, but clients that come my way that say, hey, this post really resonated, and then I'll tell them, well, you could get in on this, you could be writing too. And I will always spread the word. I will always be a fan. I've always been a fan, but I'll continue to be a fan. This is not a platform that you just sign up for and that you have to learn, you have to educate yourself, and you have to be willing. And that's also a big mindset shift too, is be willing to take a chance. Don't be afraid. The worst that's going to happen is you sign a client and it pays for itself. So I'll tell you that. That's been a big thing for me, is let it write for you and watch your business shift.
We're so proud of you. I'm getting goosebumps. I want to cry. I want to start crying. Brittany, thank you so much for your time. I know that you're busy, but thank you so much. And I'll speak to you in the DMs.
You're the best, Brittany.
All right, yeah.
See you in the...
Thanks.
Bye, Brittany. Thank you so much.
Ciao.
I'm cheesing so hard.
That's nice. Oh, just to answer Kachang, if you just contact support@kleo.so, any questions that anyone has, go to there and we'll help you out.
Okay, so we're gonna do Q&A. So if you guys wanted us to write you another post with Kleo, we'll do it. But even better, you could have us for 4 weeks in the program just by getting annual access to Kleo. That's it. So if you want to take us on this incredible, nearly guaranteed offer, someone here is saying that.
It's a guaranteed offer.
If you want that offer that is literally competing with my other business, please do it.
What are you most excited about with this launch?
I'm excited about what we built.
Anything specific?
I think it's incredible that you and I came together and solved the problem that we had when we started. So again, for backstory, Jake and I literally spent the first 10 months on LinkedIn screenshotting, saving swipe files, shouting at each other. We were competing with each other at a point to see who would grow faster, who won.
I think it was getting to 100K first, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then I
How
won.
long does it take you though?
Then I won.
How long does it take?
I don't know, like a few months.
How many months?
When I started using Kleo, before or after I started using Kleo. So when it took me I think 4 months to get to 10K, then a few months after to get to 20, and then Jake built Kleo, and I became the #1 fastest growing creator. Yeah. Okay. So questions for Jake. You 3 over delivered. Yeah, I'm tired. Does your software work in Arabic languages?
I believe so. Cam, please confirm.
Not Arabic, but if we message, we can have
Yeah.
it for you in 48 hours.
Basically, if it doesn't already do it in your language, you can just email us at support@kleo.so, and we basically just add any other language. So yeah, message us and we'll sort it for you.
So if you guys wanted to see anything else inside of Kleo, please drop it in the chat so we can demo everything. I think I want to demo the 30-day challenge as well, the swipe files and everything else that we kind of like didn't really mention yet, but we will later. Okay, it's a no-brainer offer. I'm so excited, the effort that all of you put into. Thank you. Okay, any questions that you think people will have?
Going over long here.
Okay. Gio Joan. Oh my god, Gio, he's such an amazing guy. He always comments on our posts.
Oh, amazing.
He was like talking about Kleo. He made an incredible post this morning.
Can't wait to meet you.
Okay, customer success marketing. I have missed this. How about us existing Kleo subscribers?
Yes. If you're on the monthly plan, all you need to do is sign up to the annual plan, and you'll get everything that we've discussed in this. So the cohorts, magnets for free forever, the challenge, literally everything. If you sign up to the annual plan.
Okay. I have been exploring Kleo3 since a few minutes ago, and all I can say is that you guys really cooked.
Oh, yeah.
Cameron, come back in and tell us who else has signed up to the annual subscription of Kleo.
Give me 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Okay, cool.
Counting.
Okay. A question that I would be thinking about is, well, what do I do if I'm starting using Kleo and I don't have a niche yet? So my answer to that is, because of the Kleo swipe files, you can start figuring out what you want to talk about. So like we talked about the formats. So when building a personal brand, it can be you already know your offer, or you are figuring out what you want to start building a personal brand around. And inside of one of the calls, I will show you a specific framework that I used myself and that my clients use to start building a personal brand, find your niche, find your offer, find the market, and understand what offer would work best for them and how to market it to while it's growing your personal brand and your LinkedIn. Question, does Kleo do LinkedIn mentions and company pages?
Company pages is in the roadmap. Yes, we have just added mentions now. So you can tag whoever you want to in the post and schedule it.
Should we start the challenge now or wait till September 1st? So I think anyone can start the challenge anytime, right?
Yeah, I would honestly start it now. It just gets you going. It's probably the quickest way that you can get a viral post within like 5 days. That's what we're consistently seeing with our users. And there's lots of instructions on there for you to learn how to best use Kleo, learn how to best spot winning frameworks and post formats, and then be able to easily create them for yourself using Kleo. So yeah, I would start it now so you're prepped for the cohort on the 1st of September.
Okay. And then I would start the Clio, like the challenge anytime. Some people started it like randomly one day as well. And the success stories are like blowing our minds. Okay. Ooh, what is Clio Analytics? Do you want to show them?
Oh, yes. Cameron's currently on my...
Okay, so Jake is gonna show you. Does it still look like what I saw 2 days ago?
Yes, we're constantly improving everything, of course, but
okay, so for any of our data nerds here, you know when you wish that any tool had access to analytics so you could actually make data-driven decisions for your content rather than just vibes? Clio now can do that for you because like Cameron announced earlier, and we haven't announced this publicly, so you guys get the first announcement. We have LinkedIn access. We are one of the few only tools in the world, literally, that have that. So now you can see your analytics inside of Clio. And this is incredible for any agency owner that has to deliver reports for clients. Are you going to show?
Yep.
All right, cool. So
Hello. Hello, guys. Thank you. Okay, so let me share my screen as well, Laura. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, we have analytics. So in integrations over here, we connect with various social platforms now. So LinkedIn, X, Instagram. Obviously, LinkedIn is the one we're optimizing for the most, but you can get inspiration from X and Instagram as well. But what the official LinkedIn API partnership that we have with them now allows us to do is make really good decisions on how and what works and how we can build on that performance. So if you're an SEO nerd like me, you'll recognize this looking chart. This is kind of inspired by Google. And here we are able to see impressions, engagements, saves, and followers all in one nice graph. You can also toggle these on and off and just see what is happening each week. So for example, this launch week has been absolutely incredible for me. I had a few viral posts promoting this launch. Another thing we can do is see our total follower growth. So over the last 90 days, I've grown about 8,300 followers total. And you can see how that trends upwards here. Another cool thing is we have the content funnel. So if you ever like, okay, I don't know if I'm creating content, how many people are engaging with it and how many people are viewing my profile and actually follow me. So this data is purely from your post to actually go into your profile and clicking the follow button. You can see how many impressions you got. You can see how many engagements. You can see how many profile views and then how many followers you got specifically directly from the post. Then we have topics. So we categorize every single one of your posts by topic. So we do SEO here. We've got AI writing. We've got product launches. We've got LinkedIn growth and we've got marketing. These are all the topics I talk about. Now, obviously, I'm very much of an SEO person. So you can see over the last 90 days, I've had 3.2 million reach from these 60 SEO posts and directly from those posts. This is just direct from the post itself. About 4,000 followers. Another thing we do is we categorize the format of your post. So I've got news and trends, I've got opinion posts, I've got promotional posts, lead gen, case study. So this is all automatic. And you can see here how much reach, engagement, and followers that I get from each page type. And then, of course, we have a big list of all the posts that I have. You can see it in a few different views like so. Categorize them, search them. So if you're ever struggling, I know this is an issue on LinkedIn. I have it myself, which is why I wanted to build this tool. I'm like, oh, what was that post I did like 2 years ago that did really well? Well, now you can easily find it. Another cool thing, we have heat maps. So you're able to see exactly what your LinkedIn posting activity is. So some of my weeks, these are like building weeks, so very low there. But we have quite a lot of posts this week because we're promoting something. So you can see exactly how much you've posted over those 100 posts. We also have cards around metrics. And finally, what Kleo does in the background is it lists like a save rate. So it's like, oh, listicles are your best and most likely formats to be saved by the readers. Follower conversion rates. So there was one post I did about I just hired an AI employee for 30 days. It converted 5.3 thousand followers, which is insane. I know. The CTA was perfect.
Wait, show us.
Okay, so this will be a good test here. Let's see, what was it called? AI employee. There we go. Also, we do a lot of data inside of here. So here you can see what the hook was, the impressions breakdown, followers gained, all that sort of stuff. And this here was the post. So we got like nearly 300,000 impressions. So pretty cool. Other things we do, private shares, and finally growth momentum, which I think is pretty cool. So it looks at your growth rate right now and is like, okay, you'll hit 200,000 on this date if you carry on at that same rate. So if you want to understand like what is your rate right now and how you can get to the next milestone, Kleo can automatically do this. But this is a boring dashboard to some people, which is why we have sort of made Kleo accessible in any way from the chat. So I can say to Kleo all these things: analyze my recent performance, review my profile, study another creator, but I can ask any sort of questions about my own content, like, oh, what was my best performing post and how can I learn from it? I can even do that from my mobile with Telegram. I was showing Lara yesterday and it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the analytics. But Lara, I think we should try and get a vote going to see if this sounds like you.
No. wait. Before. No.
Come here.
No. Okay. So I hate this. So as I mentioned earlier, wait, no, you can't see my screen. Okay, let me come back. Okay, there. Stay there.
You're coming back?
Yeah. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, the team cloned my voice, and not just my voice, but my entire brain into Kleo. So I want you guys to let me know and put it sounds like Lara in the chat if you think Kleo sounds like me. So
Okay.
walking through it.
Are we ready? So this is like a beta feature that we added. We thought it'd be cool if you were able to have an interview or conversation with Lara, and it can use that information to give you ideas for posts, structure them, and actually create them from this context. So one cool thing is if you start an interview, and by the way, you access this by going to ideas, interview me to get ideas. I think eventually this will become a main part of the navigation, but we just wanted to launch it and see if you guys liked it. Okay. We have just launched Kleo3 Live. You're actually live right now, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, very exciting times.
And it went live, like what was going through your head?
Sorry.
Whoa.
They can't hear the screen.
Oh, fuck. No.
Let's see.
How do we do that then?
I don't know.
Ty, do you know how to do that?
No, wait. So let's try and fix this.
Is it entire screen?
Entire window.
Yeah, okay, try that. Let me test it out.
Okay. Let's see. Sorry about this, guys.
Okay, try it again.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
You need to click on your screen.
Okay.
Okay, we really want to show you this.
Yeah, this is worth it. Trust me, guys. I see where I've gone wrong.
I thought you were meant to be a tech nerd.
Hang on. No, not with this. Okay, here we go. I think we got it.
Okay, show.
Yeah, show
Show
it.
your screen.
I have.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's try this again. Oh my. Okay.
Wait.
No, it's gonna confuse things. Damn.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
so exciting.
a technical issue then. But if you do buy Kleo, please give it a listen. And
Wait, actually, you can try. Disconnect your. Okay, come here.
Okay.
Show you.
Yeah, I'm in the background. Yeah.
Okay, there.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Just share it.
Okay.
Hey Jake, good to see you. Let's pull the best stories out of your week. What is the biggest thing you shipped, learned, or made progress on?
Hey Laura, we just shipped Kleo3 live, and you are currently live right now, and people are saying hello. And I want to prove to them that you do sound like Laura.
Whoa, it's great.
Here we go.
That is so exciting. You literally just shipped it, and I am the proof of concept right now. I love that. What has the reaction been like in the first few moments since it went live?
You get the point. Who thinks that sounds like Laura? Oh, that's just creepy.
Okay. Do you want to go back?
No.
So no, we're still. You still, Jake. You need to show them the challenge again.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, as I said many times earlier, is that when you get the annual subscription to Kleo, you don't just get everything that we talked about. You don't just get the live calls, you don't just get the 4 weeks, you don't just get everything included, you don't just get me and Jake, you don't just get the community, you don't just get that. You get a content plan for 30 days based on the best formats and frameworks that would actually help you. So Jake's gonna show you that now.
You want to show your screen?
Indeed. I'm sharing.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, guys. So yeah, this was done by Laura actually over the last 21 days so far. This is the 30-day challenge where Laura has literally handpicked the best formats that we've got in our database and that she's collected over the years. And we're able to give you 5 posts a week that are really solid. So if we go to day 1 here, you'll see that we have the reintroduction post. And what you'll have is a description about that post and a video from Laura that's going to introduce the format and how to best use it with Kleo. So it's literally almost done for you. You just need to follow the steps. We also break down what the format actually does. Then we give you the template, and then we give you some examples of other people that have done this well. And with a click of the, okay, let's undo this for a second. I know I can't because I've already done it. So we give you some steps to do. So if you watch Laura's video before you start writing, if you then use Kleo here, so draft with Kleo, to actually write the post with instructions from Laura, and you add hashtag Kleo3 in that post, that means that people in the community and us, we are always like analyzing the hashtag Kleo3. So we're able to engage with you, support with you guys, and help you give you feedback, etc.
So everyone in the community right now, what they're doing is that they are doing the challenge. And as you can see from the checklist first, like we tell you what to do so you don't forget everything. So you watch the video, you write the post using the format, you add the Kleo3 hashtag so we can find it, you publish it and schedule it with Kleo, and then you drop the link in the community. So you could get live feedback as to why the post maybe didn't work as well or what you can improve next time. And immediately, me, Jake, or the team will give you live feedback. And I don't think any other software takes this amount of time to commit to your success. Like that is how much we love you guys.
Yeah, even on the monthly plan, I have with the community a call every Thursday. This is scheduled for an hour every Thursday, but it typically goes a couple of hours, to be honest, because what I try and do is make sure everyone who has questions or issues or they're getting stuck with something, they have the chance to speak to me on that call, and with all the other members, and we all help each other out. So that's weekly, even just with the monthly plan, and then with the cohort, obviously that's going to be way more hands-on.
Cool. You want to come here and ask some questions with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm back. Jake is going to teleport to my end, and we have a few questions that we want to answer. So, okay, we've got a lot. I've signed up. Can I join live to the cohort live later in October or after?
Yes. This won't be the only cohort that we do. We don't know how often they'll be. The next one is in 1st of September. But I imagine October, maybe November is where we'll do the next one. So if you just let us know if you've bought, if you don't let us know, then we can keep you stored for a later intro to the community.
So if you let us know that you bought Kleo annually, which is thank you so much, we'll make sure that you enter the next program. And if not, we can just give you the recordings of the program as well, so you can start using it until you can access the next program. Okay, next question. What does LinkedIn partner mean?
You go ahead. Do you want to go ahead?
No, you say it.
Okay. So a lot of tools out there, they don't do things that are safe with LinkedIn. That's why you're seeing some tools get banned completely, their founders being banned off LinkedIn, some users sometimes as well. What it means to be a LinkedIn partner and have official API access is that when you do that connection with LinkedIn, it's completely safe. There's no like going through dodgy ways of doing that. It's completely safe. You won't get banned, which is obviously incredible news for us and everyone else.
Yeah, so we are, I think, the 4th ever tool that has this.
Third or fourth.
We worked endlessly to get this for you guys because we knew how important that was. Even for Jake and I, we knew how much that meant, especially for everyone's safety, for the analytics, for everything. So yeah, Cam.
Hey, Cam.
Hey, Cam.
Hello.
What's happening?
Let me get up my notes. David, Mary.
Okay, who are these people?
Oh, these are people who have bought. I'm just saying random people.
Okay, these are our new annual subscriptions to Kleo. So thank you too.
I might have jumped the gun a little bit there. Okay. David, Mary, Rizwan, Salil, Chi-Yuan, Fanny, Ken, Stephanie, Jake, Gina, Richie, Emma, Abdul, Jennifer, Yosmaries, and Heather.
Hell yeah.
Welcome, guys. We can't wait to see you inside. How do you feel?
I'm happy. I'm good.
You're happy?
Yeah, excited for everyone to join the cohort and get going.
What's your favorite part that you built a lot of Kleo?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite part?
I think The thing that will get people from 0 to sort of 5 and really get going with their account is the challenge. I think that's really awesome. And I think that the inspiration tab is also a huge hack for people if they take advantage of it.
And well, Cam, we met in January, and a lot of people won't know this about you, but what happened to your LinkedIn since you started hanging out with Jake and I?
I'm at like 24K now.
And before you weren't posting consistently?
No, before I was like, if you see my graph, I don't know, I think we might have it on the website, but it's like 0, and then now it's averaging like 1 million a month. So pretty cool.
Insane.
What do you always say that you had the best?
I had the best LinkedIn bootcamp that money can't buy. Like, imagine this, right? So you have no idea about LinkedIn, and I hop on and start building Kleo. So I'm like, what do you think of this post that Kleo's built? It's rubbish. Why is it rubbish? Okay. Lara, what do you think of this? Oh, like, how do you do a post? So I'm like literally getting this feedback that is like no one else can have. But with Kleo, it's like all of the things are built into it, like looking for latest news with X, following all of these things. Like, Kleo pushes you to do these things that I sort of had to like learn and grasp to actually figure it out myself.
So essentially, like, you became the best person to build Kleo.
I think so. I am biased, but yeah.
Well, I think Cam, because he had to start from scratch, like most people probably still watching this, you got the bootcamp from us, and now it's all inside of Kleo for everyone that gets the Kleo subscription, plus 4 weeks of Jake and I shouting. Well, no, I shout, Jake just teaches, and Cam builds. Cool. Thanks, Cam.
Ciao.
Right, more questions?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, any questions that you guys have for support, it's support@kleo.so. Can I give feedback on the posts I have and analyze them? Yes, you can basically do any sort of analysis. Like Lara said, we have taken her like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of content, embedded that into Kleo. And when I say content, I mean Literary Academy, I mean her YouTube videos. So we're really giving it the best context ever that people would pay for outside of Kleo. And now it's in there. We also have analytics, which means we have the exact data and we're able to give that analysis. So yeah, it does that very well. How do we join cohort from inside Kleo? So you'll get an email probably towards the end of this week. Basically, it's going to start on 1st of September. So just look out for emails from us. We'll communicate with you guys. Just make sure to join the Circle community immediately. You get instant access to that. And there we'll do a lot of announcements as well as email. Nope. Does Kleo run on AI credits that need to be topped up? No, it's unlimited posts. The only thing is the image generation. So we give you 20 images a month, but you can top that up if you want to. That's probably the most expensive thing from a credit standpoint, but everything else is unlimited. Yes, and we've got Oliver. Can Kleo read my past posts? Oh, sorry, what was it? Sorry, Lois. My past posts if I sign up today. Yes, if you sign up to Kleo, during the onboarding, you will be asked to connect your LinkedIn through the official API. And once you do that, it's going to take all your posts and put them into that dashboard that I just showed you before. And you can start chatting to it and finding your best performers and do similar stuff to that. Or did that one? Did it? Did that one? So we've got one here. Is there an affiliate program to Kleo? Yes. If you have an account with us, you just go to settings and you'll be able to find that in manage account.
We have another one. Good question here. For how long is this launch offer available? The launch offer is only available until the 12th of August. So you have until then, but I would sort of get in now because we have limited spots for this. So it's available until the 12th of August if we don't run out of seats. So the 4 weeks, the community, the challenges, etc., you get access to it by joining Kleo for a year, just getting the annual subscription. The team is going to drop the link again in the chat for you guys to join, but this will expire and we don't really know if we'll do it again. And I'm already getting told off by my team. Okay, So would this be available in the Polish language? Yes.
I'm pretty sure Polish is already included. If it's not, email support@kleo.so and we will add it for you.
How many clients can I manage within Kleo, and is there an additional fee?
There is an additional fee. It's $49 per profile once you have a subscription with us, but you can add unlimited.
Okay. What do you think is the most important thing about content?
You can say it.
He's not talking. He's not talking. The most important thing for me is finding outlier ideas. And again, this is built into Kleo after Cam watched me painfully write multiple posts from scratch that all ended up going viral. So I took on the challenge of not using Kleo, not using any AI. And I was like, here's exactly how I think about it. Here's the exact psychology behind it. I have a copywriting background. So Cameron understood that my main way of thinking was outlier topic, my scale, combined with a framework equals high performing post, right? And the right packaging as well. So that includes the right design, that includes the right photo to go with it. So we built Kleo as well to give you the perfect infographics as well. And a lot of our customers have already tried that. And I think one of our formats that goes viral every single time, which Jay created. So that to me is the most important part about content, having outlier validated ideas, and then understanding how to tie that outlier idea for your own niche. Because the problem that a lot of people make, and I showed you guys earlier, is that people will take a Justin Walsh post, a me post, a Jake post, and then it would sound exactly the same because you're prompting ChatGPT or Claude to write like that. But ChatGPT doesn't have the right tools or frameworks or knowledge to understand what made that post work. Kleo does. Why did you start writing content, Jake?
Oh, good question. I started writing content how long ago? Nearly 4 years ago. I think my first post was 29th of August. Laura's breaking the place. 29th of August, 4 years ago. And the reason was I was a freelancer. I was making, I don't know, like 10 to 15,000 a month doing SEO for people, but I didn't have a team or anything. It was just purely me. My max was probably 5 to 7 clients. But I was thinking, okay, what is the next step from going from freelance or going from corporate job or whatever to actually building a real business, I think, with employees and team, and you can scale. I looked at all the platforms out there, Instagram, YouTube. That is not my vibe. Back then, especially, I didn't want to go onto video at that point. Twitter had a lot of SEOs on, but I was looking at LinkedIn and I thought that it would be a very good place to grow. I was seeing people like Justin Welsh blow up. So I did it purely because I was like, okay, let me scale this business. And in my first, I think it was month or 6 weeks, I got a few million impressions in my first 6 weeks. I got, I think, just under 10,000 followers, and I had 30 qualified leads. And immediately I had to then do some hiring and all that sort of stuff to actually be able to service those clients.
So essentially you built your businesses now just because you posted a LinkedIn post.
Yeah, and this is what's crazy to me. Like, you can build multiple 7-figure businesses, whatever your life design is. If you want to scale a business, if you want to have a nice consulting gig and you're making good money, yeah, you can do all that just by posting one post every day, which I think is nuts.
Okay, I have a really good question here. It seems like Kleo is 95% focused on coaches and online trainings, etc. What about people running service and software companies? I wonder who's the best person to ask.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have an SEO agency. I also have 3 software companies. So I'm more talking to you, I think, Andre. So yeah, if you're wanting to come to these either weekly live sessions or join the cohort, then we can talk in there as well about how we can do it, but for software and services. This is what I've been doing for 4 years.
So instead of the free Kleo Momentum cohort that you guys get when you get access to the annual Kleo subscription, Jake is going to be running through exactly how he created his one thing machine to get. Okay, this is something that people don't know about Jake. Have you ever run an ad?
Nope.
Have you ever ran a cold email strategy?
Nope.
Do you do cold pitching?
Nope.
So what do you do to get clients?
I post LinkedIn content. That's literally it.
And then clients just come to you?
They do, and they have done for 4 years.
So can you tell us, just between you and me and everyone here, how much a month do your business make?
Okay, so if we take it all businesses, pre some things going on internally, it was like 300 to 400 a month.
All inbound.
All inbound.
So that is the answer to the agency owners, the people that have softwares. Kleo doesn't just work for creators or people running info or consultants. It works for real agencies, like Jake has proven. It still blows my mind that you have done that. So, and you don't really do sales posts as well. Like sometimes.
Very rarely. I think I like to educate and then do a PS for the CTA to get them to do whatever I'm promoting at that time.
So something that we didn't mention is that when you get access to Kleo, you also get access to Jake's mind and how he's been able to generate leads organically through LinkedIn without being salesy, without selling himself out, without doing all of these tactics that people have to do. So you don't do any DMs, etc. You don't cold pitch anyone. You don't do that at all. It's all through LinkedIn content, which is amazing. Okay.
Yeah, every Thursday, those calls with me every Thursday.
All right, cool. Thanks for answering my question. First time that's ever happened. I just joined the Kleo analytics part. Just you showed, blowed my mind on top of all the features that you guys been explaining. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this one.
If we connect Kleo to LinkedIn, will the algorithm penalize the performance of our posts? No, this is the beauty of having the official LinkedIn approval. They have looked at our products, they've looked at what we're doing, they are supportive, in fact. And yeah, we are able to connect directly to their official API and everything's safe. Scheduling, again, is using their API, and I've been using the LinkedIn scheduler for 4 years at this point. And that is exactly the same tech that we're using for our scheduler and poster and all that sort of stuff. Can Kleo help optimize LinkedIn profile, i.e. headline, banner, about sections? If yes, where do I find it, please? If you go in, well, you can just chat to Kleo, to be honest. There's a pre-selector prompt in, I think, the analyze drop-down just under the chat. But what you can do is ask it anything. So it's like, okay, I want to optimize my about section, my headline. How can I best do that? We don't have a generation for banners or anything yet, but it's in the pipeline. We do have a tool, actually. If you go to kleo.so/tool/profile, LinkedIn profile optimizer or something like, or builder. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll get someone. Cam, can you just put that in the chat, please? That should help, but we're going to properly flesh it out into a feature inside of the Kleo platform.
Okay, we are gonna stay on for another 10 minutes, and then I think we can wrap it up.
I'm starving.
So if you have any last questions, I would do it now. So let's run through the last few questions that I saw. Okay, there's one. Yeah. Is there a way to reverse engineer the following target? So, i.e., I want to reach 10,000 followers. How many posts should I post per day, a month? This is from Stephanie. So first, Stephanie, thank you so much for staying on. Yeah.
We actually have a bit of a feature around this. So it's one we haven't shown just because it's not as impressive as your ones, I think, but it's almost like a to-do list that we set to you guys, and you can also add to it to grow on LinkedIn. So if you go to the activities feature, you'll be able to select like a plan almost. So we have a growth mode plan, we have a creator plan, we have a starter plan, and this essentially gives you, okay, you got to post this many times a week, do this many comments, do this many connections and that sort of stuff. So we kind of give it to you inside of the activities feature.
With Magnets OS, is there a limit to the number of live magnets?
No, it's free. It's free forever.
Okay, cool. Damn, Jake, you're sold out on your success.
Sold out on your success.
He's just been so successful from LinkedIn content. Okay, cool. Let's see, any more questions?
Yeah, we got one there. What is Kleo? Well, 3.5 hours earlier, you probably should have been here, but it's essentially a LinkedIn creation tool in case anyone's joining us just now. You are the best. It's probably to you, Lara, from Sam.
Okay, maybe we have. Oh, what happens if LinkedIn changes its algorithm? Does Kleo adapt?
I mean, what's your opinion on algorithms, Lara?
So I have a few opinions, and since we're nearly at the end, I'll share. I believe that you can try and keep track of the algorithm, but what Jake and I have done is that regardless of what changes, our systems have been almost bulletproof because we don't follow trends. We follow a system, almost like what I showed you guys earlier, that works, and then we put it into Kleo, and then it does it for us. So instead of thinking about impressions or like, oh, this change in the algorithm just did this, is that we just run the same content system. And that has made us unbeaten, not just in consistency, but also in engagement, in the way that we get lead generation, because we're not trying to hack the algorithm. We just kind of like just built our own system that just consistently works. And then number two, for anyone that does care a lot about the algorithm, I don't know if I should say this. Just know that Kleo will have the ultimate updates on the algorithm.
That's probably all you can say, to be honest.
I'll leave it at that, but all I can say is, yeah, you can trust us on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. So someone's asking that follows me, what happened to Literally Academy? So is it Literally Academy now inside of Kleo as well?
Yeah, well, the community. Yeah.
So Literally Academy, my flagship program that I used to have, is now merged all inside of Kleo. So if you get the annual subscription, you also, I think, get access to it. I will need to confirm, but that's what we're doing.
Yeah, basically all the content that was in Lara's courses that she had in the Literary Academy are almost inside of Kleo. So you can ask it questions and it'll give you answers that is trained on Lara and all her training material. And then in terms of the Literary Academy, when you join Kleo in any plan, to be honest, you will get an email inviting you to our community in Circle. Shout out to Circle. And in there you'll see the Kleo HQ. That's got a bunch of stuff in there as well. And I think with the annual plan, you also get 3 months of the proper community as well. And that's where we host these weekly sessions, and the cohort will be in there. So it's like one environment that has all of our products in. Will the additional seat per person allow you to provide analytics per person also? Yes, it will. We actually want to do, if you're an agency or you're managing multiple profiles, you're a ghostwriter, whatever, we actually want to talk to you. So I will probably do an email at some point just asking for feedback and what they want out of Kleo, because we want to build a really solid platform for you type of people as well. You will have individual profiles that will have different knowledge bases and writing styles, and then of course their specific analytics.
Question: does Lara AI work on mobile?
Yeah, it does. So if you download it on Telegram, install it, connect it in the integrations, you do it on Telegram, and WhatsApp is coming soon. You'll be able to talk to Kleo on message, and you can ask it questions, and you can say, oh, give me ideas, and then it'll take you to Kleo on mobile. So you'll be able to do everything that you've seen here on there too.
Okay. I think we're done with questions now.
I think so. I think we're good.
All right. Well,
Cameron?
Come here for all of the. I don't know how many people are still here. I can't see. 163. Yeah. So before we end the stream, if you guys have any last questions, what we also actually 1 second. Can you answer these questions in the meantime?
Of course. So we have, will Kleo help with content pillars and content calendar? Is there a separate tab to help with this on the platform? Yeah, when you onboard, you can either choose to do the challenge, which I do recommend. If you do the 30-day challenge, we give you a post a day to do. And I pretty much guarantee you'll have a couple of viral posts and they'll perform really well. You can also choose to just do a content strategy. The reason I suggest the challenge is because then you have like good data to base a new strategy on. But if you don't want to do the challenge, that's also fine. You build the content strategy based on your posts and everything, and it will give you a split of how many lead magnets you should do, how many educational posts, authority posts, and then we split it down by Lara's own teaching, which is the broad, narrow niche. And that is given to you on a really solid, like almost like a document, but interactive. And if you go to your ideas page, you'll be able to see it at the top. Any more? Yeah, any questions for us?
While we're waiting for Cam. Okay.
Well, also, sorry, just Jim Ure. If you email support@kleo.so with any questions, we can help you there.
Cameron?
Hello. So this time I'm going to remember to explain why I'm just shouting random names. So these are people that have just bought the annual plan. I'm about to butcher someone. Sophia, Petra, Johan, Alex, Jacob, Ronald, Ahmed, Louisa, Alec, and Annam.
We probably have the worst person
to pronounce names.
Yes, I apologize to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Cameron.
Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna answer the last questions that I saw here. How will momentum help someone in a specialized B2B market build meaningful relationships, not just publish more content? Okay, this is a good question, very intentional. So within the cohort, when I speak to you specifically, because you'll be live with me, I post content 4 times a week. And with that cadency and with that volume, I've been able to meet people like Jake, who's now we're building businesses together. I've been able to meet 7, 8, and even 9-figure business owners because I have a specific strategy that does that. It's not just about the content. It's about how you strategize, how you communicate, how you engage, and everything else that I can't reveal right now because that's for the people that take the annual program. So inside of Kleo, I can guarantee that you will learn how to create those meaningful relationships that then can result into a deal or into a new lead rather than just more content, which is something that Jake and I don't do. We don't just post content. We only post content that we know that our ideal clients and our ideal followers want to read, and that makes them want to follow us and builds our community. And that's why that's the thesis behind building a magnetic personal brand. So 100% I understand the question. So hopefully that answers it. All right. I'm blown away. Kleo, you guys rock. All right. We sent out the link to the profile optimizer. If you don't have it, please DM me on LinkedIn and I'll send it to you right away. All right, Jake, shall we?
Yeah, I'm so
4 hours in. 4 hours in.
4 hours, 11 p.m. Thank you to everyone that's joined. It means a lot. And hopefully
Say with more excitement.
No, this is me. Tired. Yeah, very excited to see you all inside of the community. If you just got the monthly plan, and then the cohort starting 1st of September if you bought the annual plan. Yeah, you'll have more calls like this, smaller group, and you'll be able to speak to us and we can help you out. So I appreciate you guys being here, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming. I'll see you guys soon.
If anyone's bought, any information will be communicated with you in Circle, our community, or via email at the end of this